Yun oh, ang aga. Excited. Wait lang mga lods ah. Good morning, good morning. Share ko lang yung stream para marami tayong iiyak. Marami tayong iiyak sa nerf, no? Wait lang guys ah. 11 naman, di ba? Okay. Wait lang, share ko lang. Ang aga nyo ah. Wait lang. Share ko lang sa Twitter. Or should I say X? Share lang natin sa X. Ronin Creator, Axie Creator. Siyempre itag natin yung mga kaibigan natin. Axieinfinity. Guwapo nga Zeo. Axie Sensei. Warded. At Pixel Cowboy. Yun. Tama ba? Tama. Let's go. Okay lang ba yung audio natin, idol? Okay lang ba? Pakinggan natin lahat, no? Sa mga nahihirapang mag-English, dito na lang tayo sa stream para pare-parehas tayong mano-nosebleed. For sure, English na naman yun eh. For sure, no? Para sabay-sabay tayong tawag dito, pare-parehas tayong mano-nosebleed, guys. Tama ba? Yun, nice. Tama. Okay, close na natin to kasi hindi kaya ng laptop ko. Okay. Okay, yun. Nice. Listen in. Meron na, oh. Tara, let's go. Pause nga natin saglit yung music natin. Wala pa, no? Meron na naka-tune in, guys. So, 207. Naka-close naman, di ba? Naka-mute yung mic natin sa Discord. Sali na kayo dito, guys, oh. Pampadami. 207. Nung huling balance change, umabot tayo ng 3,000 plus, no? 3,000 plus. So, welcome mga idol. Ang aga nyo, ah. Yun, no, Idol Joshua. Shout out. 15 million agad. Excited sa mga nerf. Jose R. Muhila, welcome sa stream, idol. Xavier Axelrad, welcome, good morning. Wait lang, i-on natin yung music natin para masaya. Sana tayo? Idol Regio Taco, good morning. Shout out. Syempre, Madam Sensei, good morning sa madam natin. Sino pa? Silent Magic, yun, no? Idol Silent Magic, good morning. Wow, may webcam ngayon lang ulit ako nakabisita. Matagal na, madam. Naka 10 videos na yata. Pero matagal naman na tayong naka-webcam. Mahirap lang kasi mag-setup kasi wala akong tawag dito, gaming desk, no? Dito lang tayo sa kusina. Sa kusina lang tayo nagsisetup. Kaya pagkatapos ng stream, tinatanggal ko lahat, mga idol. Kaya medyo hassle, no? Kaya tignan nyo naman yung effort ko. Ganun ko kayo ka-love, mga idol. Madam Sensei, welcome. Idol Jimbo, welcome. What time ba start ng balancing loads? 11. 3 minutes na lang. 3 minutes na lang, idol. 3 minutes. Idol OC, yun, no? Idol OC nating lahat. Boses babae pa din. Thank you, Idol OC. Magandang umaga, loud and clear. Sabi ni Idol Maro. Iyakan at duguan na. Oo nga, no? Ano yung mga tawag dito, ina-anticipate nyo ay mga guys na mano-nerf. Tas mababuff, syempre. Baka may mga mabuff din, no? So sa mga malalakas yung PC dyan, magbukas na kayo ng marketplace sa isang tab. Tapos syempre Townhall sa isang tab, no? Wait lang, umuulan ba? Yun na, may pumasok na. Wait lang guys, umuulan yata. Wait lang guys, kunin ko lang yung sampay ko. Wait lang, wait lang. Uy, 20 million. Ang dami na natin. Sorry. Umulan. Nag-start na. Nice. Saktong 11. Patayin na natin yung music natin. Sorry. Mga kumot kasi mga lods. Kumot yung mga sampay ko. Ang hirap pa man din magpatuyo. Okay, nag-start na. Nandito si Zoser, si Jatster, si Tendo, Hale, tapos Idol Gihos, Papa Gihos nandito guys. Welcome sa stream mga idol. Kapagod, tinakbo ko mga lods. Dinig nyo ba yung Discord idol or i-adjust ko yung sound? Idol Scarecrow, welcome sa stream. Idol Ao kayo no? Idol Ao ka? Nice. Good luck sa Topaz daw. Napagod ako mga lods. Okay, nag-start na no? Saktong 11. Nice. Okay lang ba yung audio natin guys? Or lakasan ko? Okay, so yung mga ipopost daw guys dito sa view only chat no? Dito sa Discord. Yung mga text. So dito natin makikita. Okay, so dito. Nice. Topaz pa rin siguro. Welcome Idol Damuho Gaming. Welcome. Good luck sa sustain comms. Oo nga. Sabi ni Idol Ossie, good luck sa sustain comms. Good luck sa ating lahat, no? Sana ma-nerf lahat ng mga teams natin para pantay-pantay lang. Ang sinampay, sabi ni Madam. Oo nga, ang dami nun, Madam. Mga kumot. Okay lang ba, Lods? Dinig nyo yung Discord? Dinig nyo ba? Hindi rinig? Wait lang, lakasan ko. Discord. Yan, okay na ba, mga Lods? Naka-maximum na. Idol Jolas, pahilanga, welcome sa stream. Idol Medil Diaz. Naka-maximum na, idol. Yan, dinig nyo ba? AOE love naman sana, sabi ni Idol Scarecrow. Sana nga, sana. Dinig nyo na ba, Idol? Papa Gihos talking. Walang audio sa Discord? Wait lang.
team, and yeah,
Yan, okay na ba, idol?
Optimistic about some of the adjustments and new stuff that we're gonna be announcing today.
Okay na ba? Okay na ba?
Hey guys, I'm POS2. I'm project manager for Sky Mavis, and I've been playing Origins since internal alpha. So yeah, Gio
Yun.
and I, we've been
Sabi
giving
ni-
feedback to the team.
Okay na daw. Sige, nice.
Everyone, my name's Hale, and I'm the community game design analyst for
Idol Hale
Origins. I work
talking,
closely
guys.
with game design, and you find me often on Twitter, but I'm also pretty active on Discord, so
Medyo
you always follow
exciting
your
to
stuff through
exciting.
me, and it's fine this way.
Nakanda na yung mga tissue nyo, guys. Nakanda na.
Hey everyone, I'm Jasper. You've probably seen me around a lot on Discord and Twitter. I've been
Okay, i-mute ko muna, guys, no? Kasi, tawag dito. Sa stream din natin ngayon, pag may time tayo mamaya, bubunutin natin yung mananalo sa pag-giveaway ni Gwapong Aseyo, no? Dun sa huling video niya. So, stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Sa mga hindi pa nakakasali, dun sa pag-giveaway ni Idol GH. Sali na kayo, mga lord. Sali na. Habol kayo, habol, no? Dun sa latest na video niya, yung may pag-giveaway na mouse giveaway, guys. Okay, so balik tayo sa Discord.
You might have to scroll way up, but you're definitely gonna want to chime into that view-only chat because we're
Mahina. Naka-maximum na, idol.
The relevant information for visuals,
Wait
so you
lang.
guys can visually follow what we're talking about and see the changes. The third thing is we're definitely gonna have Q&A at the end, so make sure you guys are gathering questions along the way and be ready to raise your hand at the end.
Yan,
And the
okay na
final
ba?
thing is at the very end of all this, we're gonna share a bunch of stuff public on Twitter, on you name it, and we're gonna publish this on YouTube in the next 24 to 48 hours as well to have this whole town hall be recorded and posted there.
Idol Trisha, welcome sa stream.
So we're gonna
Okay na,
start
sabi ni
off
Xavier.
with,
Yun.
Gio's giving us a whole bunch of info about starter axes.
Okay, introduction na,
We're
guys.
gonna go from there. So
Starter axis daw. Sana may bago, no? Sana may bagong starter axis.
Alright,
Okay, so makinig tayo.
So Jatster, I guess you will be posting the slides, and then I'll be speaking about the slides. Is that correct?
Okay, may slides daw, may slides. So punta tayo sa
yes,
view-only chat.
that's correct. I'll put it on view-only chat. As
Okay.
it gets announced, new stuff, I'll be putting slides.
Season 6 balance
Awesome.
update
So everybody
slides.
go to the view only chat.
Let's go.
Because that's how it's gonna make sense.
Ang angas ng Genkai ni Jatster, oh. Ang angas. Okay, dito tayo sa view-only
Alright,
chat,
I'm
guys.
posting, firing off the first thing.
Ito na yung una.
Alright, cool.
Sia?
Alright, so one of the things that we're introducing with
Ano to? Parang
next
Rage, no?
season
Parang
is,
Fury.
brand
Sia's
new
Shattering
starter
Shield.
axes. So one of the things
Parang sustain?
that has been suboptimal, not good
Ano
about
to? Ang
Origins
angas naman
is that,
nito. Sia.
right, you start playing
Parang
with
Endless Anger, oh.
Olek,
Pangolin
Bubba,
Shard.
and Puffy.
Ooh, what is this?
But they're not synergistic with each other.
Yeah.
And the way that Origins is that actually
Nakaka-excite,
you're building
guys.
these
Nanginginig
teams that are
ako.
supposed to be very synergistic with each
Ano
other.
to?
Right? Like Rage teams, AoE teams, Poison teams, Leafy, Topaz, and so on. Right? So our new players are not actually learning how to build
Sia,
a
ano
coherent
to?
and cohesive team. So that
Hard-boiled.
is one of the main goals that we're
Hazelnut.
building towards
Bele-
with the
ano?
introduction of
Belieber?
these
May
starters
Belieber
to
din? Parang
introduce
hybrid, no?
starters that more effectively teach our new players how to play Origins.
Nanginginig ako,
Right?
guys.
And
Parang ang lakas
we've
na itong
tested them
starter
out,
na to.
And we believe that they're the correct balance, not too strong, not too weak.
Not too strong, not
just
too weak,
good
guys,
enough
ah.
to get
Parang si
people
Vinogi tapos si Momo.
interested and addicted to the game so that they can
Sia,
learn
let's
and
go.
eventually become NFT owners down the road.
Mag-ipon na
So
tayo
the
ng
first
mga
starter is
honor
Ja,
medals.
Right? So apparently
Ano?
it's
Ja?
Ja.
Ay, Ja, hindi siya.
So kind of like
Ja.
a weird pronunciation
Ja.
of the X here. So what is Ja? So
Ja,
Ja is
Ja.
a
Ja. Ja daw, guys, hindi siya.
generating support Axie.
Ooh, support siya.
And typically we're anticipating people to play Ja up front.
Hmm.
Why? Well, Ja actually has a really interesting mechanic where when Ja deals damage,
Ang angas na ito sa GM, guys,
it
ah.
actually generates shield for its teammates.
Ang ganda nito sa GM, guys. Pangolin
And so yeah,
skin.
this is a kind of a new mechanic that
Tapos
we're testing
nagbibigay
out,
ng
is,
rage.
can we
Tapos
have,
naka-nut
kind of
hunter.
more of
Naka-nut
a little
hunter
bit
yung
of a
isang
hybrid,
Axie mo.
Type of role
Naka-GM,
where it's
tapos
able
may
to
Ja.
dish out damage, generate
Ooh.
rage, but also
Glorious
some
main, let's go.
survivability up front. And you'll notice that
Kaso walang
the
taunt, no?
new rune and charm introduced with Ja are also in that flavor, right? So Ja's Shattering Shield basically gives one rage to allies.
Double Fury,
when Ja
pwede rin sa
loses
Double
a
Fury
30
to.
shield.
Yun lang, walang taunt.
The charm, Pangolin Shard, is also kind of in this flavor where basically
Uy, welcome 27
you're
million
getting extra
viewers.
shields
welcome.
per damage dealt.
Idol
So this is
Meta Win,
actually a
welcome.
mechanic that I
Harvey
think
Miranda,
would be really
Idol
interesting
Dadang, welcome.
when applied to other perhaps archetypes, right? Like one of the things that I really liked about Classic was like the brawler archetype, right? Like you had these kind of tanky dusks and these reflectiles, where I think that's something that's been missing from Origins, and I think like testing this mechanic out through Ja.
Parang tagawa, no? Oo nga, no?
This is
Idol,
Ja.
kailan season 6?
Check out
Malalaman
the
natin
cards as
ngayon
well.
siguro. Sana sabihin na
I
nila.
think we can go on to the next one.
Pero nung previous kasi, 2 weeks eh.
Alright, so the
2 weeks
next
yata, before nag-season 6.
starter is named Bing. So what is Bing?
Okay,
so
next
Bing
starter.
is
Ito si Bing, guys, Bing.
rage generating support Axie.
Oh, rage na naman. Dalawang beast.
basically-
Dalawa ng beast.
And
Si Ja, tapos si
can
Bing.
generate rage, but she
Bing
can
Ja.
also heal.
Oh my
so
god,
it's kind
Rage
of like she
Infinity
has
na
this,
naman yata.
lifesteal mechanic.
Ice cream,
that you
guys. So,
can-
Bing's
that you
ice
can
cream.
see where,
Ang cute.
you know, for example, on Puppy, the ear part, right? You're healing allies.
May
for
dalawang papi.
20%
Tatlong
of,
papi.
The attack that's being dealt.
Okay, so siguro yung breakdown nito, guys, no, i-schedule natin sa ibang araw para mas ma-review pa natin.
Rage to allies.
Ngayon siguro first impression lang. Okay, so
And,
dalawang
Ice Cream
dalawang
is
beast na, no,
also,
yung inintroduce.
Healing allies for 20%.
Yun, no, may
of,
healing capability.
the
Kaso wala pa ring taunt, no?
associated cards
Kaso
attack,
walang taunt.
right? So it's kind of like a
Kahit
life-stealing,
reptile sana, reptile card.
rage-generating support Axie. So yeah, you know, I think this is going to be a really fun archetype to play with.
Ginagawa nilang
And,
mid-range
yeah,
yung
I'm
mga
super
beast,
excited
no? Kasi
about
masyadong aggro eh.
Bing as well.
Ginagawa nilang hybrid.
So the
May heal
third
tapos may
starter
attack.
in this
May third pa,
anticipated
guys. May third.
combination is Bubba, right? So Bubba is pretty
Baba?
much the same, but a little bit different.
Pinalitan si
a little
Baba?
bit,
Bakit?
spicier. Bubba's brush can now be retained and deals splash damage in
Ooh.
Fury form, right? So Bubba now has some nice supports.
Dati namang may retain to, di ba?
And, you know, can deal out some,
May retain
some
naman
pretty
dati
nice
to.
damage while in Fury form. I want to reiterate that we've also tested these.
Uy, plus
these
1 rage na to.
starters and
Persimmon,
tested them
guys.
Much more vigorously,
Plus 1 rage na yung Persimmon.
extensively than we did in the previous season as well.
Meron ng 1 rage yung Persimmon, guys.
All right, let's go to the next.
Nice.
So yeah, so
Rage
I think some of you
Infinity
guys
na
have
yata.
probably seen on Twitter that I'm very vocal. That
Okay,
you know,
next.
Origins,
Next
to be honest,
game
it
mechanic
feels a little bit
updates.
slow. It feels a little bit stilted,
Wow,
and
slow pa daw, slow.
To be honest, it can be really frustrating, right? And we know that in modern society, people have really short attention spans, and
Ayaw
the
talaga ni
pacing
Gio
of
sa
the game
sustain.
can be
Ah.
really important to whether the game succeeds or it doesn't reach its true potential.
Baba version 2.0. Oo
yeah,
nga,
I'm
Idol
really
James.
excited
Welcome
about,
sa stream.
A couple of particular changes and updates here. So one,
Ang akala natin
the turn
yung mga
timer
tawag
has
dito.
been changed to 45 seconds max.
45 seconds
So
na
this
lang
is
yung
something
turn
that we
timer, guys.
hinted at.
Walang joke.
And yeah, you know, the goal here is to
Mahihirapan
make the
mga
game more
streamers
dynamic,
dito.
faster, snappier. We've also sped up some animations and changed
Mas
some
pinabilis na naman yung
mechanics that were also
animations.
taking up a lot of time.
Okay.
For example, we'll go into this later, but feather, right, was something that
Oo,
was
yung
taking a lot
feather.
of time
Masyadong
to play.
matagal yung
And
feather.
basically what we did is we just doubled the damage on feather.
Double the
and made
damage
it
or
so that
speed?
you're basically generating half as many, right? So that's
Double
way,
the
right, to
damage,
speed up
guys.
the
Damage yung yung
animations,
dinagdagan,
but
hindi
also, change
hindi yung
some
animation.
mechanics so that you're not
Damage
actually
ng
required
feather.
to have so much time. So yeah, more time pressure should lead
Masyadong
to more
mabagal
strategic
yung animation
thinking,
ng
faster
feather.
decision
Dagdagan natin
making,
yung
and higher
damage.
skill cap, right? And that's definitely one of the
Dinagdagan
things
yung damage.
that we want to see.
Kasi
with Origins.
mabagal yung animation.
Another change that's intended to create
AOE
like
na
a
yata
faster,
to,
more
AOE.
dynamic system, and I guess a faster like build up to a climax. is some changes to the energy
Gusto ni
fragment
Jiho,
system.
mabilis. Gusto niya mabilis.
So yeah, you
Okay,
can now
energy
basically
fragments
hit your
daw.
first energy burst at 12 energy
Ooh,
fragments
what?
rather than 15.
12 na yung, yung
And in
energy burst,
addition,
guys. 12. Hindi na
That
15.
first energy burst will be generating
One
another
card draw.
right? So
What
we
the?
anticipate people to be having more energy, more cards.
Nagiging aggro na
This
naman.
creating more of a faster, dynamic climax to the
Ang
battle.
bilis nito, guys. So, imagine nyo nung tawag doon, energy shard. Ang bilis na ito.
That go on and on and on.
12.
That was definitely one of my pet peeves about Origins.
Ang angas nito,
These
guys.
changes are things that I'm personally super excited about and definitely cautiously optimistic about. And I'll also will say that we've tested.
Mag-iisip ka na ngayon kung magko-cotton tail ka kasi masyado nang mabilis to.
45 seconds is a sweet spot.
12 turns?
For giving people
Ay,
enough
12
time,
energy
but
fragments?
but also making the system more dynamic. I think
16 yung
perhaps
pangalawa.
is
What?
A little bit of a
16 energy fragment yung pangalawa,
solution to
guys.
some of the issues we saw at the end of the
Tapos
season.
20 yung pangatlo.
Yeah, I
Ang
think
bilis
with that,
nito.
those are the main things that I
Yung
wanted to
turn
talk
1
about
kill,
and
turn 1
introduce.
kill na perch.
Yeah.
Tapos bubble. Ang bilis nito,
Now I
guys.
can carry on to next. So next up, the energy fragments change
Oh my
is
God.
a big one, right? We've changed the
Yung mga
scaling of
gustong
energy
bumili ng
burst.
perch dyan,
Now,
tapos
like,
bubble,
previously you
guys.
required, like,
Abang,
for the
abang.
first burst you required 15 and then 20 and then 30. And also you would
Grabe,
get
ang
an extra
bilis
card draw
nito.
after you hit your second energy burst. But now we've changed that. The scaling is much faster now. You can get your energy burst with the first is at 12, then 16.
More damage,
20,
less
and
feather
so forth.
generated, lads.
And
Less
the
feather
good thing now
generated.
is
Okay.
as soon as you hit your first energy burst, you also get an additional card draw. So when the game starts, you generally get 5 cards per turn. But if you hit your first energy burst, now you're getting
Ang bilis
6 cards
nitong first
per turn,
energy.
a bonus one.
12.
So now
Pati
there
yung
are more
pangalawa,
reasons
guys,
for
16.
you to hit your energy burst, and also it's much easier. Another addition we have done to the energy fragment
Parang
scaling
magandang
is,
bumili ng
let's say if
perch
you have
tapos
some
bubble.
leftover energy, right? So you can
Yung nag-fury
usually
na
what
perch,
happens
guys.
before now is whatever energy you had that got converted into fragments. But now if you end your
Guys,
turn with
nakikita
some
nyo to,
energy
remove.
remaining, at least
Player
one energy
2,
remaining, then
free
you'll get
keep.
a bonus
Free keep
energy
has been
fragment. So
removed
let's
for the
say,
player who goes
if I have one
second.
energy remaining, I'm gonna skip my
Walanjo.
turn now, and I'll get 2 fragments.
Inalis
and
yung
so on.
free keep sa P2,
So
di
this
ba ito yung
can be,
pinagdedebatihan natin nun?
utilized by players to either
Tinanggal?
reach their energy burst faster,
Baka
maintain more fragments,
player
depending
turn
on if
1 na
they
naman
wanna-
to,
next time they
turn
wanna
1
keep more
meta.
cards, and it also opens up a lot of strategic depth
Baka
to
babalik
how,
sa turn 1 meta, guys.
players manage their energy fragments as a resource. So yeah, we look forward to these changes, and along with the turn timer and people easily reaching higher energy bursts faster, the game feels quite a lot faster than before and more exciting. You also have
Gusto
more
nila
options
talaga
to play with.
mabilis. May new keyword dito, ambush.
Another,
Target the closest or furthest enemy. So
in
meron
the
ng
terms
term,
is,
meron ng term ambush.
P2 used to have free keep, right? And which has now been removed, and Hale can go more in depth on the P2 free keep.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jester. So we have been listening to the community, and this is probably one of the
Dispel,
most
remove one stock
common
or one
suggestions
turn
we've
of a random
received, and it's
buff.
been reviewed
One
as
stock
well.
na lang.
And we ended the previous season quite close, actually. Player
Cleanse,
1 and
remove
player
one
2
stock
were
na lang or
very
one
tight.
turn.
Maybe it was
To a
I believe
random debuff.
47-53 towards the end, but then we want to, we'll do everything we can to just
Tinanggal yung
improve
free
on
keep
that
ng
more.
player
So
2.
player 2 is no longer to have access to free keep, and so this gives a unique benefit.
Player
or
one-
a
turn
unique
1 meta
advantage
na
for
naman
going
yata to,
first,
ah.
which now you do have that free keep, and as players should know, it doesn't exactly translate 1:1 with energy fragments. And
Oo
so
nga,
with all
tiny
these
fan,
changes
no?
to the
Tiny
energy
fan
fragments,
meta.
such as the
Oo
new
nga, Idol
scaling,
Scarecrow,
as well
pwede,
as the bonus
pwede.
energy from having any leftover, there's a lot to think about for players and how
Oo
they want
nga,
to go
tiny
out
fan,
on the
guys,
first few
tiny fan.
turns. And for the last change on this slide,
Tiny
we
fan na
have
sustain,
updates to
pwede
Dispel
rin.
and Cleanse, as everyone knows. Dispel, Cleanse, and Cleansers operated in a batch type system where they would remove a total of 3 or 4 stacks all at once. And often this would lead to situations where you wouldn't really be getting that full value, and it made it a little bit challenging for design to be able to balance certain cards. So now what we've done is these effects will be done one at a time instead, and you'll notice the corresponding changes on the related cards in the future slides.
Right. So next up, we have some changes
Okay,
to
next slide
status
tayo.
effects in Origins. Vince, you wanna take this one?
Yeah.
Rage deal 1 damage na lang per stock.
Kind of excited for these. So I want to actually go straight to Deathmark if you guys don't mind, because I think your eyes are gonna soon go there anyways. and I
Consume
consider this a
all
very big
rage
one.
to enter Fury
So
form.
just head with me to Deathmark really quick.
So
and bear
pwede
with
na
me.
ulit maglagay ng
It's,
rage ba?
Kind of 3/4 the way down.
I
I
can't
think
gain
Deathmark's
rage
going
pa
to be a
rin.
really big thing. As you guys notice, if Deathmark is applied now, it only does 12 damage, so it's a small nerf from 15 damage. However, a target with Deathmark now takes pure damage through all attacks.
Tinanggal na yung
So,
15, naging
for
12
people
na
out there
lang
that have
yung
been wondering,
Deathmark.
like, well, how are we going to deal with shields and all that? Because, there's a big conversation happening around shields, sustain, right? I'm sure that'll come up in the Q&A.
Pati yung
There's
bleed,
now,
guys, 12 HP na
a
lang.
viable solution here in Deathmark, assuming the person doesn't, cleanser it. And so it's going to be a really interesting solution. And I'm kind of excited for this pure damage change. And I think Deathmark kind of took on a whole new meaning now.
Pure damage naman
Okay,
yung
so with
Deathmark
that,
nung
we're gonna
previous
digest that.
season.
We can go up. Rage really hasn't changed much. It's kind of just on a technical level now. Because I believe because of Shaw and
Yung
Bing,
cleanser,
you
guys,
can't
isa na lang.
rage on your
Prevent
turn.
1 stock.
This is just rewritten so that can't happen. You can only rage on your turn. I think that's all that
Pinalitan
happened
lang
here.
yung update ay
However,
nung
with
text
Fury,
ng
there is
rage,
kind of a
parehas
big
lang.
change, and I'm kind of happy about this one because I was kind of spinning this up.
We draw 1 card, may 1 card na yung Fury, guys, oh.
And that is now that when you hit Fury, you'll actually draw a card as well. And I think this is a really
Nice,
good
nice,
quality of life
nice,
change.
pwede.
I know that
Halimbawa, hindi mo
with
na bunot
Mantis
yung
Dagger being so popular,
Ronin,
this
pwede
card
mo nang
being so
bunutin.
prevalent in the meta, it was really hard to
Nice,
kind of
nice,
make.
nice, nice.
Although possible, as we saw, I was running
Buff
it,
yung Fury, buff. Parang Rage
we had,
Infinity yata,
someone
guys,
else, I
ah.
forget their name off the top of my head, but they were doing really well with Fury. But this should make it a bit more viable now as well. So when you do hit your Fury, you're just going to draw a card immediately right
Yung
there.
Snake Jar, hindi ko sure, no? Hindi kasi ako
Hopefully
naggumagamit
not
ng
too
Snake
strong,
Jar.
but certainly
Kung
not
na
too
buff
weak.
or na nerf.
To kind of add to that. Another change is Feather. So Feathers are going to be kind of interesting now. They're going to scale a lot quicker. Because now
40 million viewers,
your
guys. Welcome,
allies
welcome sa
are gonna
stream.
kind of all unify over Feather. So if all allies have Feather, then the Feather effect applies to all of them at once. And so, now it reads each hit from this Axie or attacks from other allies with Feather adds 1 damage.
Ooh.
So if your front Axie has Feather and it hits, if your 2 back Axies have Feather, everyone.
Okay,
gains the
gets,
feather.
gets.
So it kind of scales a bit quicker. So it'll be interesting to see how.
So kahit sinong may feather, gagana pa rin yung plus damage
Bleed
niya.
is another one of those.
Nice, nice, nice.
Where it looks like a nerf right now on paper, but as you guys will very quickly see as we reveal the cards, it's actually kind of a buff. So
Buff
bleed
daw,
was
guys, buff
previously
daw yung
15
bleed. Take
HP
note.
per card play.
Tignan natin.
Now it's down to 12.
Kasi
However,
parang baka
like I
may
said,
pinalitan
you
sa
guys
mga
see
cards
all
ng
the
bleed.
cards with
Let's
bleed,
check it
you'll
out
notice that
mamaya.
There's a lot more bleed stacks happening. A significant amount more.
Baka
So
naging
keep
pure
in mind
damage
that
na
it's
rin, no?
less HP per bleed stack, but get ready to check those out.
Pero 12 HP naman, di ba? So diretso na to dun sa HP.
Yeah, Cleanser is like what Hale was just saying. Anytime you guys see anything about Dispel, Cleanser,
Van
just in
Allen
your
Tan,
head,
welcome sa
know that
stream.
there's
Ate
always
Cherry,
a game
welcome sa
number
stream.
attached to it.
Aki Boy, welcome sa
Like
stream.
Hale was saying previously, if you just saw Cleanser,
Check muna
Cleanser,
baka
Dispel,
ni-rework
you
yung
would just
Tiny
go
Fan na
for it.
card. Oo
Now,
nga.
every
Wait
single
natin,
card
wait
with
natin.
those is going to clarify exactly how many turns. So some things get nerfed
Vast
a little,
sa
some things get buffed a
BCH.
little.
Ah,
So
Idol
some
Vast,
things
ikaw
got,
pala
like,
yan.
Cleanser like 10,
Welcome,
for
welcome.
example, right? And then you just boom. And that's because it's 1 stack.
Mm.
I think it makes for better game design because you could be more specific with the exact amount of stacks you want to, put on the card. And
Okay.
then Snake Jar got a change as well. I would consider this like a buff.
Buff
You
daw
don't
yung Snake
need
Jar,
the
guys.
HP
Buff.
anymore. So previously you would have to do some manipulation where you kind of need your Axie to get under an HP threshold or things like that. So that's been removed. There's no more HP
Ooh,
threshold.
wala nang
And
HP
also,
threshold.
It's kind of a giveaway at this point, as you guys will see. Snake Jar is a
Snake
shield
Jar?
card now, not a heal. And it's gonna
Oh,
scale
shield
the damage
na.
based on its base shield.
Hmm.
So that's it for the status effect updates. I think
Pwede
there's
sa
some
shield
exciting
back
stuff
up,
there.
pwede
Definitely
sa-
there's a lot of room for theory
nung
craft.
tawag dun?
And let's go straight into the cards now.
Yep.
Okay, next.
next
Cards
we
na,
have
guys.
changes
Cards
to-
na. Curses.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
that first.
yeah, Vince.
Yeah.
So next-
Do you want to talk about Goo?
Yep. Yeah. Let's talk about Goo. So Goo has been around
Idol
for a
Mac
long
Gregory,
time. They had
welcome,
some,
welcome sa
changes to
stream.
cards to make Goo more effective, but so it was not really doing its job of clogging your deck properly. So now we have made some adjustments to Goo.
Not
Now
doing
Goo
his
has
job daw,
retain.
guys.
So whenever you draw a Goo, you're gonna
Uy, zero
retain it
cost na.
unless you use it. And if you wanna use Goo, like if you wanna remove
Zero
Goo,
cost na siya.
you need to either consume
Ay, consume
an
one energy
to remove your
fragment.
Goo, or if you do not have energy fragments, it's going to consume an energy. and then exile. So all it is to
Ooh.
vanish. Goo is like completely going to exile now. And the thing with
Otherwise-
this design is, let's say you just drew 5 Goo cards, right? And you still choose
pwedeng
not to
energy.
do it, not
Pwedeng
to use
energy
them.
fragment.
They're gonna stay there. More Goo cards
Pwede,
come, your
pwede.
deck is gonna get clogged. And
Mhm.
now the interesting part comes. How do you remove them? Let's say you have 5 energy fragments and 6 Goos. So you can remove those like 5 Goos with the energy fragments, but now you don't have energy fragments anymore. You wanna remove the Goo, you have to spend
Okay.
your energy. And if you
Reasonable
cannot do
naman.
both, you do not have
Reasonable.
energy fragments, you do not have let's say energy also, then at that time the Goo will just get discarded and it'll shuffle back.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's mainly about Goo, and it's going to be interesting to see how the archetype develops now and how players adapt to this new change. Next up is Purge and Pray, just normal, following along with the changes to Dispel and Cleanse. The number on them has been increased. Previously to Dispel 1, now it's Dispel 3 because
What?
Dispel and
Dispel
Cleanse
3 na?
itself just affect like 1 buff and 1 debuff now. Next up is Feather Dagger.
Okay.
So Feather Dagger has Ambush now. If you noticed previously,
Ooh,
we have
ambush.
introduced a new
Pwede ng
keyword,
front
ambush,
or likod.
to target furthest or closest ally.
Wow.
It will just say ambush. So now Feather
May
Daggers
AOE
can
kasi
be
tayo,
used to
guys,
target
tapos si
either the
Momo,
front
di ba?
or the back, and it
Pwede,
has
pwede.
increased damage. You'll find out more why the damage was increased.
Kasi yung
There's
ambush, guys,
adjustments
attack
in
front
to
or
how many
back.
Feather Daggers you can actually have. But yeah, Feather Daggers now
May
provide
buff yung
like
feather
more
daggers natin,
options to the
guys.
players if they want to attack the front or if they want to attack the back.
Medyo maganda.
And then we have some minor nerfs to Forest.
Okay, Forest
Breath and
Breath, pinakahihintay ng lahat.
Forest Breath also, like, it has ambush now. You cannot target anyone.
Huh?
So your Axie in the middle will be safe from the wrath of the forest, right?
Ha? Random pa rin
yeah,
naman.
that's pretty much it for the tool cards. I think most exciting amongst these is Goo, because like
Parehas naman yung
your
Forest Wrath. Ay po,
clogging your
Forest
deck,
Breath.
your players might not realize at first like how much
Random.
effect it does, but it's pretty interesting when you set up a proper good deck.
Parehas
Alright, I
yung
think
Forest
we
Wrath,
can-
tapos Forest
yeah,
Breath.
Just to
Yeah.
add in, Jets,
Pa-correct nga ako, mga lods.
Clarify for people that are putting this together in their
Sa
head
mga
right now.
RNR
The
user.
bottom two, Forest Breath and Forest Wrath, this is a direct nerf to Rise and Ruin, right? Obviously,
Bakit?
we saw a lot of kind of complaints and interest in Rise and Ruin last season.
Ah,
We
may
saw it being played
initial.
in the Mystic era, and this combination
Has
definitely
no
has
debuff,
a nerf
apply
to
3
that
strip,
because Rise
sleep.
and Ruin produces those two cards. And so
Hindi
you've
na
got the
pwede sa
combination,
poison
like
to.
you're saying, of Forest Breath has the initial on it now, if you guys didn't see. So you can't just end your turn by putting the sleep on the guys after you've done everything. And then Forest Wrath, again, like Jatster was saying, which comes from Rise and Ruin. You know, you can put your carry Axie in the middle and they can't just blow it up. So this should help deal with Rise and Ruin a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Ah, yung Forest Wrath,
just to add
ambush
on
na
real
lang.
quickly,
Okay,
for
nice,
anyone who
nice,
didn't
nice.
notice,
Likod na lang tas
Forest Wrath
harap
now
yung
also
pwedeng
has
tirahin.
initial on the portion that has to deal with sleep. So we're no longer
Okay,
really
na-nerf ang Rise and Ruin,
experiencing
guys.
the terror, which is all the
Happy
cards
tayo
being
dun,
played out,
happy.
and then by the way, you're also asleep.
Sorry sa
So
mga
that's one more
masasaktan,
thing that
pero
was
happy
pointed out
ako
by the
dun sa
community,
Rise
which
and
has been
Ruin nerf.
adopted,
Hindi naman nerf,
by,
balance lang,
by
balance,
design.
binalance.
So moving on,
Okay, happy
we have
tayo
our
dun,
first
happy
set
tayo.
of class cards being shown. I'm not going to read through every card here. We'll just talk about the changes. And so we're going to be talking about the beasts first. So Confident actually showcases what we were talking about a while ago with the
Okay,
cleanse,
beast
cleanser,
cards,
and
guys,
dispel
beast cards.
changes. So now
Let's
it
go.
says cleanse 2. So this
Uy,
is a bit of a
cleanse
nerf
2 na,
for
binalik
Confident,
na.
which used to cleanse a total of 4 debuffs, but then now,
Ay,
with
ngayon dalawa na
consideration to it being
lang.
free, of course, cleanse has been reduced to only removing 2 debuffs.
Okay.
Chubby, as you'll notice with a lot of the other 2 cost
6
cards
bleed.
in
What?
the game, has been improved. So from 2 bleed, it is now
What?
increased to 6.
6 bleed, Chubby.
stacks. And as a reminder, bleed has been changed to deal less HP loss. It's a 12 down from
Chubby
15,
Iguana
but
meta,
it's also
guys.
much harder to
Chubby
get rid of
Iguana.
because now if your Axie bleeds, it doesn't lose a stack on that turn.
Chubby
so you actually
Iguana
have to have
niyan.
your
Walang
Axie
joke.
just kind of
Ay,
sit
dual
back and
bleed.
relax so that these bleed stacks come off during your turns. They will still come off on your opponent's turns.
6
And,
bleed.
moving on real
Tapos
quickly,
dalawa na
Void,
lang yung cleanse.
just
Paano
a
mo
minor
i-cleanse
change
yung
here.
bleed?
Void has been replaced
Walang
with 2.
joke.
For those of you wondering, that basically means Void is gone from the season this time around. So we're bringing Goo in as our
Goo, wala nang
token,
Void. Wala na daw Void,
anti-energy
guys.
curse.
Bakit?
And the following cards,
Ito lang yung may
Man,
Void, di ba?
Jaguar,
Na card? Ba't nila
and,
tinanggal?
have been
Tinanggal
changed
nila
just
yung
again.
minus
The bleed
fragment?
stacks have been increased. Changes to Little Branch and Shiba, minor increases in the attack bonus,
Bakit?
so they've gone up to 140 damage each.
Grabe, bleed,
And
guys. Oh,
Durgo
6
and
bleed.
Argo have
Walang
been
jo. Ano to?
completely reworked. They are now
Bleed meta.
AoE attack cards, which also do detect. So you will be able to find
Plus 1 reach na
wherever
lang yung
dusty,
Little Branch.
secret
Ay,
is
tama
across
naman.
your opponent's Axies.
Including souls.
And
Parehas lang
if
naman.
you all remember the rune from Sha, this actually will play very well if you decide to get
Attack
the rune
all
to run
enemies,
Axie,
Arco?
an NFT Axie of your own. And moving on to the next class, which is the
Wait lang,
plants.
masyadong mabilis
Luffy, as a lot of people have anticipated,
Masyadong
has
mabilis.
been
Check na lang
adjusted
natin sa
accordingly.
susunod na
It
videos.
does now consume 4 leaves instead of the previous 3, and all the numbers
4
have been
leaves,
adjusted
malakas pa rin,
in
malakas
relation
pa
to
rin.
that. The total amount of damage comes out right about the same, but then you will need to invest a little bit more in
Malakas
the
pa rin,
in
guys.
resources to be able to achieve its full potential.
Malakas pa
Bamboo
rin.
Spear, minor nerf here, which is where the user still gets the same amount of leaves, but then its allies will be receiving 1 less. Beach has been reworked.
Okay,
It no
okay.
longer is the detect all card we remember. Instead, it will sacrifice some
Masyadong
of the
mabilis,
Axie's
no?
current
Bilis.
HP and convert that into bonus damage while still detecting. And as mentioned again, these are mostly changes to Cleanse and Cleanser, Rosebud,
15%
Mint,
of
and,
current HP.
Bidens pretty much do the same thing, but then with a
2
specified
times
amount
HP loss.
of
Parang buff to, no?
debuffs being removed. And this
Apply
is another
10
interesting
cleanser.
one, which is
10.
Cattail. You'll see something similar with Amp
Rosebud,
later on.
10
but then,
cleanse.
a
Walang
minor
joke.
note here is it says next turn apply 3 taunts. So instead of applying 4 taunt off the bat, you'll receive 3 taunt
Cleanse
on the
8
next
yung
turn.
Bidens,
And
guys.
while this might seem innocuous, what this does is if you play 2 cattails or 2 ants on the same turn, you'll only have a total of 3 rounds instead of the previous 4.
Okay, okay. Parang maganda to no,
Yeah,
Katil.
that's
Parang
cool.
masyadong matagal yung
Yeah,
Yeah,
force.
that's it for the plants.
Pero okay lang.
Next up, we have the aquas. So aquas,
Parehas lang naman.
as
3
discussed
tas
earlier, we
4.
now have the
1,
new keyword
2.
ambush.
O tama,
And
parehas lang.
aquas are a class that is supposed to be more flexible.
Okay,
You can choose
aqua.
to hit the front or the back. But the problem there was like there were some cards who still,
Bleed
they're
na lang yung
supposed to
risky
be
fish,
the
guys.
ones
Bleed na
dealing
lang.
high
Nice,
damage, but
nice,
you cannot
nice.
be flexible with them.
Pwede
So
to,
we've introduced
pwede.
ambush into them also. So anemones, both the anemones have ambush. Sea-slug has
Sea-slug
ambush now.
ambush na.
So you're going to be able to like synergize your aggro aqua team way better
Target
now.
any enemy pa rin yung Oranda.
And
Dispel
we've seen
5, guys.
some,
Walang joke. Dispel 5.
changes to Koi also. So Koi is
Anemone
gonna
ambush.
deal
Nice, nice,
a
nice,
lot
nice.
more damage depending on if you do have bubbles or not.
Okay.
So you can now consume bubbles to deal more
Ambush
extra
rin yung
splash
Koi.
damage from Koi, like with per bubble consumes. And as we've seen, like
Splash
more and more
damage.
aqua
Ang
cards
lakas na
have
ito.
ambush now, so you're gonna
Tapos
can build up
145 na yung Koi.
really nice
Tapos meron pang splash
flexible
damage.
aggro team. And
Nice.
seeing the energy burst numbers also
Nice, nice, nice.
easier to
Parang
achieve
buff
now.
lat nagigita
I think,
natin, no?
Aquas,
Yung Rise and Ruin lang yung
will
nerf.
be a solid thing to look out for. Okay, so next up we have.
Okay, next. Masyadong mabilis.
So
Review na lang
Okay.
natin sa susunod na videos.
Looking at this, and that's exciting, right?
Okay,
there,
meron pa
because
daw,
I really
meron
think
pa.
it's gonna change the-
Parang
the-
binibilisan nila. Parang may pag-giveaway sila, no?
This went from like a,
Binibilisan
kind
nila
of
eh.
cool tech card, like a very cool tech card where you're dealing a lot of extra.
Okay, bird na guys, bird. Tignan natin yung owl. Uy, may ambush na yung
These look
owl.
nice, especially with the increase in buffs, debuffs from bleed. These look
Okay.
really nice. Now another interesting change we have is with the birds. We also made birds
Meron
to be
ng
a lot more
ambush yung
flexible
owl,
now.
guys.
So all the little owls, Trump,
Nice,
and your
nice,
feather
nice.
fan, you can choose to
Trump may
target
ambush
either
na
the front
rin.
or the back. So now we're more into this category of both aquas
Backdoor
and
meta,
birds
backdoor
being
meta
flexible,
tayo ngayon.
and it's gonna like so the middle position becomes even better now. And looking at the
Oo.
also now to forest breath earlier, or like the middle position becomes like really important now. And one more thing to
4 hits?
highlight here is the changes to Winghorn. So
Di ba
Winghorn
3 hits lang to
deals 4
dati?
hits now. Previously it used to deal 3 hits, but now with the
4
4
hits na yung Winghorn,
and
guys.
changes to Feather, you can scale a little quicker. So this should help out the bird class.
Less than
a lot.
50% HP and 1 feather dagger
Next up
to hand.
is reptile cards. Here you wanna check on the
4 hits na
reptiles?
yung Winghorn.
Yeah, sure. I'll talk about the reptiles in a bit.
Ambush, consume up to 3 feather, deal 4 hits, 1 hit. 4 feather consume. Masyadong mabilis, reptile na daw, reptile
Thank
na.
you, Jester.
Buff flat nakikita natin, ang ganda. Rise and Ruin lang yata na nerf.
And everyone, don't worry, we'll
Okay,
be having a
reptile cards,
Q&A
reptile
towards
cards.
the end of the stream as well. So for those of you who have burning questions, do feel free to hold on to them, and then we'll try to get back to you when we can. If not in this stream, then in the net, anywhere on Twitter or on Discord as well.
Scaly Spear,
So we got the
guys.
reptile
Mukhang
cards shared on
magmemeta
the,
yung triple
view-only chat.
spike, no? Triple spike.
A lot of these are
Tri
related to bleed.
spikes.
So we have curved spine, croc, razor bite. These are only Minor
Bleed,
changes again.
play
The increase in the
6.
number of turns has been bumped up, so we have 6 bleed for each of these cards. Scaly Spear, seeing the same type of
6
change
times na yung
that
dispel,
Feather
grabe.
and Leafy Spears have, or sorry, Bamboo Spear have, where again the user still receive the same total
6
amount
na
of
yung
buffs, but
bleed.
then its allies will be receiving 1 less. Gecko, showcasing again the same type of change that Confident had because of the cleanse changes, so it's been reduced down for the amount of debuffs that's been removed. And Snake Jar, as previously discussed,
Okay.
is now a shield card with the
Shield
scaling
na yung
effect
Snake
based
Jar,
on the base
guys.
shield. Again, the big thing to note with Snake Jar is that we no longer have the HP threshold requirement for applying the effect, so you will be able to play these cards right away. Gila has been adjusted to scale a little bit better. The amount of damage is about the same. You'll still come out to 120 in all, but then
With
the
50
scaling
million
has been
viewers,
bumped up
welcome
from,
guys, welcome,
2
welcome.
damage per poison stack
Toki
to 3,
Toki
so you
TV,
will be able to
welcome sa
hit
stream.
the maximum amount of damage much sooner
Lahat
than
ng
you did
axis na
previously.
meron tayo
And
meta na.
lastly, there's Scaly Spoon, which has
Mark
been
Anthony,
receiving,
welcome,
which has
welcome.
also received the adjustment based on the spell
Buff na
changes.
ba bleed? Oh,
So
na buff
instead of
bleed,
saying,
idol.
dispel the
Halos
attacker
lahat ng
twice,
cards
now
buff
just
nga
says
eh.
dispel 6
Halos
times.
lahat ng cards.
And that's it for the reptile cards. Up next, we'll be having
bilis,
the
guys.
bug cards as well.
Okay, bug
There
cards.
isn't
Let's go.
a lot,
Square
but
teeth.
then these are a few of the heaviest hitters in the meta, and I think a lot of you might have been expecting some of these
Na-nerf
cards
na naman yung square
to be
teeth.
adjusted as well. So as soon as these changes come up, we'll be
Na-nerf
able to
na
talk
naman.
about them.
Yeah, that.
Initial na yung Garish Worm, guys.
Oh yeah, I'm just hanging on for.
Next turn
Did he
apply
cut out?
3.
Or
3
was
taunt
it
na lang.
fine?
Pero okay
I
lang
think,
naman.
yeah, he'll get out. So yeah, I'll carry on the bug cards. So on the bug cards, we have Square Teeth now. So this Square Teeth has been like the a lot meta-defining card, but now we've adjusted it a little. So now you can consume up to 60 shield, but only do 50% of the bonus damage. So
50%?
it's nerf to Square Teeth, but it's still quite a good card if you want to attack it with combining with the shields with Bumpy, but it's a slight nerf. Next
Na-nerf
up
yung
is a
square
major
teeth,
one,
guys.
Garish
Na-nerf.
Worm. So you cannot
Yung
discard
Garish may
anytime you
initial na
want.
siya.
If you want to discard with Garish, you have to use it as initial, which will affect your options.
Pero maganda, may
Depending on your
retain
draw.
pa rin, no? Maganda, may
Next up,
retain
we
pa
have
rin.
some number changes to Buzz and
Okay, yung Twin Tail, limit 1 na
has
lang.
been
Nice,
adjusted
nice,
from
nice,
2
nice.
to 1. Discarding
Limit
having
1 na
two
lang.
of your card
Excuse me.
discarded
Limit
with
1 na
just
lang yung
one,
Twin Tail.
you know, like one hit, it's a feel bad moment and affects combo teams a lot. And I feel like it limits a lot of options that players can have. And there's a lot of cool combo teams that can shine, but with the limit of 2
Ano yung
to
dating
10
damage
and
ng Square Teeth,
discarding
guys?
so common, it was difficult, but
Idol
it should
Team
be
Yo,
more
welcome sa
now.
stream.
More
Tapos
easier
na ba
now.
yung Beast? Tapos na Idol
And
Team Yo.
gets the similar changes
Na-buff yung
affected.
bleed eh. Na-buff yung
You
mga
cannot
bleed
just,
cards.
you can use 2 of these to stack your taunt to like 8 turns.
Mag-recap
Even if you
tayo
use two
mamaya,
now,
guys. Mag-recap
the
tayo.
max you can have is like 6 turns of taunt, which is like 3 rounds. So it should be more easier to deal with teams who depend on taunt a lot to divert your attack.
Absolutely. Thank
Alright.
you, Chester, for the save.
Yung
So
Unli
guys,
Taunt,
I
no?
got you.
Unli Taunt na sustain.
Okay, so next up, the runes.
Medyo na-nerf ng
So
konti.
runes,
Okay, runes na tayo, guys.
first
Runes.
up, I think it are Blunt Teeth. It should work this season. So Blunt Teeth,
Oh my God.
it has always been a discussion
Attacks
how much
ka na to
an
an
energy
energy
extra
fragment
energy
per
fragment
energy
is worth,
spent.
and as we have seen from the past 2 seasons, people do not
Apply
didn't
2 week to
value
self?
Blunt
Bakit?
Teeth that much because of the reduction in damage. So we
Bakit
were
meron
just
pa yung
a
apply
little
2 week to self?
attacks will now grant 1 energy fragment per
Para
energy
maiwasan
spent,
yung
and
Unli?
if this actually
Unli
doesn't
ba
get
to?
weak, you just get weak to yourself. So it's easier to get away with the downside of Blunt Teeth now, and now with the energy burst also being easier to reach, we can hope to see like more Blunt Teeth Aquas in play.
Tignan natin yung Blunt
That
Teeth.
is for these.
Kung may play. Meron kasing weak eh.
And next up, there's some minor changes to
Dominant Predator.
Pangolin. Pangolin just you
Ang
take
bilis,
minus
guys, ang bilis
20%
nila.
damage from unblocked. Minus 20% unblocked damage. So previously it was like all types of damage. So
Apply
now it
3
has
bleed.
like this unblocked damage, just minor text change there.
Text change lang.
So-
Text change. Okay.
Adaptive has also. So this is adaptive is going to be
Sturdy
interesting this
Fighter.
season. I'm
Single
really
attacks
looking
that
forward
cost
to
energy consume
the changes
25%.
to how people
Ano
adapt.
ba yung sturdy dati? Dapat meron
Using the
comparison, no?
adaptive program rune because there's a surprise coming up next. We will get on this later
Masyadong mabilis,
once we reveal
guys.
some charms.
Mag tayo, side by side comparison
Right.
ulit tayo. Nila gwapong masayo
Hail,
siguro, tas
is the
sensei, no?
connection good now?
Para maganda.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay.
So, and just to clarify again with the pangolin, as everyone remembers, previously you were not able to place any shields on your Axie at all.
Oo
So
nga,
now
no?
you can.
Pwede
So
nang
it
mag-shield sa
does still
pangolin,
operate in the
guys.
same way it
And
used to,
down.
but then now
Pwede nang mag-shield sa
We'll
pangolin.
have to carry on without
Oh
him
my
for the
god,
moment.
OMG guys, pwede nang mag-shield sa
Yeah,
pangolin.
heals. Pangolin is a minus 20% unblocked damage from attack, so
Oh
a
my
lot
god, pwede
easier
na.
to combine Pango
Pwede nang
with the other
mag-sustain,
runes and
mag-shield sa
defensive
pangolin.
options with shields. Alright,
GG
so
ah.
next up we have some of the
Okay,
main
next
rune
tayo.
updates. So these are also
Runes pa rin, runes pa rin.
mainly number changes. So healing force, so we buffed it a little more again.
Dapat isa-isay nila, nandito ang nakalagay na lahat eh. Masyadong mabilis eh.
Just with the slight 1 damage adjustment, healing
Siguro
force
may
kinda
pag-giveaway sila, no?
went
Kaya
out of meta,
binibilisan.
so we hope to bring it back. It's a pretty interesting rune, and I think this buff should help it become meta again.
Yung healing force, binuff
So
na
Heaven's
naman.
Echoes now. Heaven's Echoes is a slight change. So whenever you play a skill card or secret card, other allies will gain 20 shields.
Damage, hindi shield.
So and
20%
the rest are
damage.
minor number changes.
Dapat basahin nyo pa
Especially
rin.
if you notice, like Brute Claw also.
Nagmamadali.
It's more effective now. With
Cleanse
the,
4.
less than 10 bleed, you're gonna
When your turn
double the bleed
starts, plus
stacks.
2 feather. Once per turn at 10 stacks, consume 3
Alright,
feathers.
do
Consume
we
3
have
feathers
healing
na.
here? Just mic check kill.
yep, I think I'm back.
Deal
Am I back?
2
Okay,
hits.
okay.
Feather Dagger deal 2
Alright.
hits. Feather
Yeah.
Descent, guys. Feather Daggers deal
Alright,
2 hits.
so I think we're good
Walang
to go
joke.
with the charms. There's some.
Ang bilis
you
kasi,
wanna
ang
touch
bilis.
more
Charms
onto
na daw,
some of the
charms.
runes?
Brutal Claw.
Or should
Yeah, I
we
think
move
you-
ahead to the charms?
Single attack and
I think
AoE
you covered
create
all of
Bloodstorm.
it.
Pati single attack
There's a lot
na.
of very interesting
Yung double
nuances
the
here,
bleed
especially when it
stacks.
comes
Double
to
the bleed
existing
stacks.
teams. And so for
With
any
less than 10 bleed.
questions,
Wow.
we got a good question just a while ago, which
Bleed
is regarding,
yata
and this is a
magme-meta.
bit for the
Kaso
cards,
Mystic
but
pa
for
to eh,
Ant
Mystic.
and Cattail, just to clarify for everyone, the taunts will be applied on your opponent's turn. So you don't need to, you don't need to think too far ahead and then taunt like a whole round
Yeah.
ahead.
Opponent's turn daw, guys.
So the
Hindi
next
parang
turn
4
means the
4
next
pa
is your
rin.
opponent's
4
turn,
taunt pa rin,
so
no?
it's not the next turn, it's next turn.
Yeah.
Mauso na naman yung sustain
Then
bleed niyan.
otherwise,
Oo nga eh.
you covered everything for the runes.
Uy, 58 million viewers.
Yeah,
Welcome,
so
guys. Welcome.
the
60
next slide
million.
is pretty
Walang
exciting,
joke. Thank you.
So we are introducing
Palike din ng stream,
more new
guys, no?
things in the
Kung hindi
game.
naman nakakahiya, no? Hindi naman nakakaabala. Palike na rin.
So like it has been a topic of discussion for a long time, like how like just having a few off parts
Okay,
in your
charms na
Axie
tayo,
makes it
charms. Bakit may mga
like,
question
out of
mark?
meta, it
May
can
mga
become
bagong
right.
charms, guys.
So we are
May mga
introducing
bagong
3 new
charms.
charms to the game. These are the mirror charms, the green mirror, the red mirror, and the blue mirror.
Green mirror,
So what these
red
charms
mirror,
do
and blue
is
mirror.
whichever they cost 5 PP, they're rare, so you can easily access them starting from the first era itself. And whichever card you put this charm,
Ano kayong green mirror? Heal
charms
60?
that
Ang lakas
card
naman
will get
nito, heal
exiled at the
60?
start of the battle, and you'll get
Sustain, guys,
a new
oh.
card in your deck
Sustain?
instead. So for example, green mirror, if you put green mirror on any attack, shield
When
card,
the battle
any type of
starts,
card,
guys, automatic.
that card will get exiled on the start of battle, and you'll get a
Ah,
green
may
mirror in your deck.
exile.
So what's a green mirror? Green mirror is a heal card that gives
Pwede
you
to sa
60 heal,
banish,
so you
guys.
can,
Banish
let's
meta
say if
na
you're
heal.
running a poison team, you can choose to utilize green mirror for the sustainability. You can choose to use it and let's say
Sa
a
Topaz,
healing
pwede sa Topaz
focus,
to
like
ah.
team in healing pearls. And the other two are red mirror and blue
Red mirror,
same,
70
like, following
attack.
the same theme. Red mirror gives you
Blue
a
mirror,
new
shield
card called
65.
red mirror,
Okay,
which
okay.
is a 70 damage attack card for
Ang
1
ganda to
energy.
sa Topaz, guys,
Yeah,
no?
I
May
forgot to
exile.
mention,
Yung mga
all
hindi
these
pwedeng
mirrors,
i-exile
green,
or
red, and blue
i-banish,
are 1 energy cards.
pwede nang tanggalin.
So
Mas mabilis mo na
it'll be
mabubunot
easier
yung mga
to utilize
Topaz.
them, and you can choose to adjust your axes with like 1 or 2 off parts with these mirrors and make them
Pwede
more
to, ah.
competitive and easier to
Sa Topaz,
play
no?
in the arena. The
Mababanish mo na lahat, Topaz cards na lang mabubunot
it's an
mo.
epic charm. You can apply Death Mark, and also there's a
Pwede na
downside
mag-apply ng
is,
Death
like,
Mark or
applying
Blood
3
Pact.
bleed to self. So Blood Pact will help you tech against like a very heavy shield meta. If the meta becomes too shield heavy, you can choose
Ayos
to
na
run
ulit
multiple
Robin
blood
plus
packs
Sealing
to
Force.
apply
Oo
death
nga, no?
marks, and
Pwede,
as a
pwede,
reminder,
Idol
death mark,
Scarecrow.
if an Axie has a death mark, they take pure damage.
Pang
So
16 ako sa
it's gonna be
nag-like,
a lot,
so late po
it's
sa
gonna be
pag-like.
easier to tech
Idol
against,
McGregory
heavy
naman.
shield
Okay
metas
lang,
now,
okay lang. Thank
and
you,
the
thank you.
game should be more like
White
exciting
Sage,
to
anong
play.
pinalitan sa White Sage? Cleanse 2?
You want
Bonus
like, in
cleanse,
case
guys.
there's
On
people
single
building up
targets.
for longer periods, taking their whole turns, you now have an answer for them. And following the same theme with the cleanse and dispel changes, we have some adjustments to White Sage and Black Sage. But there is one big change here, which is the Black Sage can be applied on AoE attacks. So the way
What?
Black Sage works now is the base is dispel 1, so no matter what type
Kawawa
of attack it is,
naman yung
it will
ridge na
definitely
ito.
dispel 1. But on single targets, you get a bonus 3 dispel.
Pwede nang
So it's
ilagay
kinda
sa
like
1 to,
same as
guys,
before,
oh.
you'll able to remove
Pwede
4
nang ilagay
buffs
sa
with single
tawag
target
dito.
attacks. But now on
Earwig,
AoE
pwede.
attacks, you
Black
can,
Sage.
like, let's say I'm hitting an
Hindi
Earwig
na
that has Black Sage
makakapag-reach yung mga
equipped, I can
Fury.
remove one buff from each enemy Axie. So this is
Magmamahal tong Black Sage tapos White Sage, guys. Yung White Sage matagal naman ng mahal eh. Itong Black Sage magmamahal to.
Feathers, and there are a lot in meta. You can choose to tech against it with Black Sage and slow down their game plan.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much.
Parang maganda na so far, guys, no? Talagang pinag-isipan nila.
Thank you for all that, Jester.
Oh, sorry. So which?
Oh,
My bad.
squeeze it
My
in.
bad. The second one
Nagmamadali
didn't
sila, guys,
upload.
eh. Bakit kaya? Baka
So
munggo yung ulam
there's a
nila.
couple of more charm changes, just minor ones.
Baka munggo ulam nila ngayon. Wala, hindi pa naman Friday, eh.
Oh, yeah, I see them. Yeah, the mantis and all that.
Okay, next slide
Oh,
tayo.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
kind
Charms
of
ulit.
defining one also.
Wala
So
nang
not
moon
minor.
stamp.
So
Removed.
First, into like theme of the season.
Sana
kinda.
gawin kanto, grabe, buti na lang.
You have we have
Meron
a lot
yung
of
mga hindi
ambush cards
natin
now, so you can
hindi
target
natin
front
tawag
or
dito.
back. The only charm you can
Disenchant,
use
no?
to target
Na
the
moon
mid lane
stamp.
was Moon Stamp, and Moon Stamp has
Magmamahal
been
to sa
removed
mga
this season.
collectors, guys.
So your mid
Magmamahal
line
yung
is
moon
a
stamp
lot
sa mga
safer,
collectors.
And you're not gonna randomly run into
Okay,
teams in the
nice,
arena
nice,
who
nice.
have
At least meron
Moon
tayo,
Stamp on
meron
all
tayong
their attack cards
remembrance.
for some reason. Like, yeah, they always surprise me. But now, like, the middle
Tinanggal na yung
position
moon
should be a lot
stamp. Ang
more
lakas
safer
na nung
with the
ang lakas
removal
na
of
nung
Moon
mid,
Stamp.
guys. Ang lakas na ng
And
mid.
the Earth Stamp, the charm that we have since the start, gets a good
Ang
buff.
lakas
So
na ng
you
mid
can
ngayon,
target a
guys.
random
Momo.
enemy, and
Momo meta tayo.
if you hit the closest enemy, you're gonna get plus 15% bonus damage. And just with the 2 PP cost. So Earth Stamp might be, someone who loves to YOLO and just
Anong pinalitan dito?
try their RNG. Earth Stamp could be like really fun for them to play
Mas
with.
maganda talaga pag side by side comparison.
Gets, minor exchange. So Sunstamp previously you could just attack the backline. Right now, Sunstamp has ambush, so you can choose to attack either the front or the
Okay.
back. So it'll give you more flexibility, and on some
Tinanggal yung moon stamp. Ang inaasahan
you can mix
nating lahat,
a few
tatanggalin
of
yung
the
earth stamp, no?
non-aqua
Buti pa yung
or
Earth Stamp.
cards that you wanna run into that ambush team.
Nag-survive yung
So
earth
that's gonna
stamp,
be pretty
guys.
exciting to
Nag-survive. Kawawa naman yung moon
yeah,
stamp.
and
Walang
next up is the-
ginagawa, natanggal.
Here, you continue with the Mantis Tiger.
Yeah, sure. We'll talk about it. And then just to add on to the sun stamp,
Grabe.
the cost has been increased
Kawawa
to a
naman
total
yung
of
moon
4
stamp.
potential points
Ginagawa
because it
lang
has
niya
been
yung
buffed
trabaho
and
niya.
only being
Natanggal
able to
pa.
target
Yung
the,
earth stamp walang
furthest
kwenta.
Axie
Hindi
to now being
natanggal.
ambush. But in addition to that, the damage penalty has been reduced to minus 10% instead of the whole minus 15% it had previously. So energy drink
New term lang yung
medium
ambush, guys.
is now exile instead of
Pwedeng
banish.
mag-attack
So
ng harap
this
tapos
will impact,
likod. Parang ginawan lang siya
specifically
ng
teams for sure.
term,
And,
no?
next
Front
will
or
be the
back?
Mantis Dagger, which has been a very big topic in the previous days or weeks, and a very minor change here, which is now that it will discard a random card
Per energy cost.
spent or energy cost.
Kapag sa
on
2
the
cost mo
equipped
ilalagay
card.
to, dalawa
And
yung
what this really just
madi-discard
means is
niya.
that you can't put it on square teeth, and that Sandal now discards 2 cards.
Okay. Hindi
And,
na pwedeng
lastly
ilagay sa
for
square
Red
teeth.
Sage, nothing major here.
Nice,
It's
nice,
just
nice.
an adjustment in line with the changes to cleanse and cleanser.
Okay.
Great.
Hindi na pwedeng ilagay sa square teeth yung Mantis
Tons of
Dagger.
information has just been presented.
Sad
I want
naman,
to come out
sad.
with a little disclaimer right now. So here's the disclaimer.
disclaimer
Obviously, right
daw.
now there's a lot of information. People are already probably on the marketplace. They're pretty crafting in their head. This is all great. But the disclaimer is that none of this is final.
None of
before
this
we
is
publish
final,
these
syempre.
So this is sort of a
Kilala
here's
na
what's
natin yan,
planned to
si
happen,
Sky
and this is
Mavis.
what's going to be implemented.
Walang final sa
sometime
kanila,
next
guys.
year, right? But the whole point of this is that we want to test as a community while we're testing internally as well. So if we test as a community and we're like, okay, certain things are clearly
So siguro i-release to
broken,
ngayong
strong
off-season, no?
enough,
So
whatever,
sana.
and things get iterated on, right? So just I want to make sure that disclaimer is really
Sana
clear
pati yung
before
mga
you guys
starter
go
axes, no?
totally
I-release
crazy
na ngayong
or
off-season.
think this is,
Sana.
like every single thing is
Para
fine.
matest natin yung mga
You know, it's always a work
starter
in progress until the
axes.
season starts.
Para
And
hindi
with that,
mangyari ulit
kind
yung
of
nangyari kay
decisions
Vinogi
right now,
tapos
you guys
Momo.
can expect these changes to be on production, I've heard. We're
Alam na
aiming for
namin
next
yan,
week.
Sky
It
Mavis.
might be end of next week, but we're aiming for next
Kabisado
week.
ka na
That's
namin.
when you guys can actually
Wala pang
focus
final.
on the game itself.
Okay. So, kayo na bahala guys kung bibili na kayo agad, no?
Right.
Hindi pa
So,
final daw, hindi pa daw
it's-
final.
Yeah, you know, double emphasis. You know, don't rage, don't go too crazy.
Mabuting nag-buff sila sa kesa nerf para hindi bumaba yung value. Oo nga, tama.
Getting a lot better.
Tama.
But yeah, we're gonna test these out.
Maganda yung maganda yung ginawa nila na maraming buff, no? Yung mga nerf naman, konting adjustment lang, numerical. Except dito sa Moonstamp, no, kasi tinanggal. Kawawa naman yung Moonstamp,
So
tinanggal.
the
Okay, makinig tayo kay Papa Gios.
So if we look at the, you know, the red mirror, the blue mirror, the
Mirror,
blood path,
eto.
and the green mirror
Okay.
cards. Sorry, the basically the mirror cards.
Mm.
One of the interesting things is that these charms might actually create more viable axes, and they might actually be a boost to collectible axes.
Oo nga eh, kasi may
Because
exile
a lot
eh.
of the collectible axes right
May
there will
exile,
have, you know, a card or two that just really
Pwede
doesn't
to sa
fit,
Topaz, nakikita ko.
on the-
Pwede sa
on
Topaz
the-
to.
in your deck.
Attack 70, lalo na to, attack
yeah,
70.
You know, this is an experiment to see if, you know, kind of doing a swap out or some sort of a card alteration to make that a particular card more fit with the archetype or the build of your deck. It's an experiment to see if that will, you know, open up more viability.
Sustain
for-
pa din
for
ako,
different
basta
axes.
hindi galawin Blood Moon, sabi na Idol Aussie.
But yeah, you know, I
Hindi na
do
nerf
think that,
Topaz kasi daming
keep in
buff.
mind
Oo
that
nga,
the
no?
potential
Silent
points are quite
Magic.
high, right
Pero
now,
yung Square
but,
Teeth na
you know,
nerf,
that's also
sad
something
naman.
that we'll look at and see maybe
So
we can
sad.
iterate and adjust that as well.
Ang nakikita kong maganda ngayon guys, yung middle Axie, no?
So before we move to the
Dati
Q&A
kasi yung paborito natin, nasa likod yung pinaka-damage dealer natin. Ngayon maganda nang ilagay sa gitna kasi hindi na, kukunti na lang yung cards na pwedeng tumira sa gitna,
Yeah,
no?
can you hear me, guys?
Lalo na natanggal yung Moonstamp.
Awesome. Okay.
Loud and clear.
Okay, sino yung sasalita? Sino yun?
Okay, Chatster, would you mind?
Zoser?
So yeah, so we're going to go on, Chat.
Okay, so nandito na guys, no? Yung sa mga gustong
which chance?
i-review, nandito yung
So
link
which one
sa my
do you
view
wanna
only chat.
Do first.
Eto.
Let's
You
do
can
the
announce
So
first
balik
one.
tayo sa
let's-
Axie stage. Balik
Yes.
tayo.
Okay.
Tignan natin yung chat,
Alright,
guys. Ang
so
daming
to
nag-chat,
celebrate
oh.
season 6, guys, we will have 2 preseason tournaments. So
Okay.
let's start with the Kawaii Cup. This is a tournament exclusive to
Topaz
Japanese
boost ni
Axie holders.
1437.
Wait,
No comment.
Slide. Chats are here. Okay.
Yeah, it's uploading.
Okay, sa
Alright, so
Q&A
it's a
na tayo, guys.
64 player
Q&A.
tournament.
Masyadong
51
mabilis,
at the
no? Wala
excess
pang isang
prize
oras,
pool.
oh.
And it will be held on
Hmm?
October 1st at 7 a.m. Vietnam time.
Ano daw?
It will be streamed here on Discord. And
Kukunti yung
I'm
nag-tune in
excited
ngayon,
about this
900
because
lang. Wala
players
pang
are
1K.
required to have at
Sad.
least one Japanese Axie in their team at all times. So we are going to show off all those kabuki, all those Japanese parts, right? So yeah.
Ano daw? May
That's the
pag-giveaway?
first tournament, and we are going to have the season
Dapat
6
may Axie,
buy-in
may
brawl.
Japanese Axie para makasali sa Kawaii
So
Cup.
this is similar to last season's buy-in brawl.
Tapos
This time,
buy-in brawl,
the top
meron
100
din daw.
players from the previous season will
Dito
be
ba?
automatically invited, right? And
Ito.
we are
Kawaii
also planning
Combat
to
Cup,
extend
guys,
invitations
200
to
AXS.
Atia's most faithful because we've
Tapos
seen
buy-in
that there were
brawl.
a lot of
Okay.
community members, players who prayed to Atia for more than
Yun
for
guys, oh.
100 days consecutive.
Pwedeng
right?
sumali
100
sa mga
consecutive
naka
days. So
100
we're going
days
to
na
extend
pag-pray kay
the invitation
Atia.
to them as
Yan,
well.
sina Idol Auka, sina
And
Idol Jamis, no?
There will be a 500
Pwede.
AXS baseline prize pool, 412 slots available.
Ang maganda
for
nito, guys,
buy-ins, and
kukunti lang
Sky
kayo,
Mavis will
kukunti lang
match
kayo.
each buy-in. So,
Kasi ilan lang yung nakapag 100
theoretically,
yata.
the prize
100
pool
na
will be,
pag-pray kay Atia,
the
no?
total prize pool will be 1,324
100 na
AXS.
consecutive.
So,
Ang ganda nito,
if you
guys, so
notice,
1,324 XS.
the dates of the tournament are tight. It's because
Sana ma-invite yung mga
the
kaibigan
duration for
natin.
the season
Sana.
6 off-season is limited, so the tournament schedule will be tight. And also, the tournament dates are subject to change based on the timeline of Origins. So I'm really excited about this. We will be able to showcase some breeders, some theory crafters will be able to showcase the
You know,
teams
idol project.
that they think will be strong, will be meta for season
Pwedeng
6.
sumali.
So,
Idol
let's go.
project.
Which is the one that I went on a spirit quest to name?
Maganda yun guys na no?
Was that
na contest. Yung
Which is the
mga
one that I
theory
went on
crafters.
Which tournament is the one that I went on a spirit quest to name?
I think it was Kawhi. It's the other. It's the next tournament. After these 2 tournaments, we will announce that. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Lagyan natin ng kwanto reaction para masaya.
Before we go into the Q&A, there's another announcement as well.
Uy, may
So,
another announcement daw. Balik tayo dun.
Let's first of all just discuss the process of this Q&A. So for this Q&A, we really just want to focus on kind of like balance, meaning like
JP
everything that
Kulot, welcome
happens
sa stream.
inside
Basta
of
ako
that,
wala na
which is
talagang
actually the opposite
bibilin.
of what you guys usually
Same,
see in
same,
the other
idol
town halls that I
JP.
do. So try to keep the questions just contained to
Pero
the cards,
pero
the
narinig
moves,
ko na
the
yan,
charms, the
idol.
mechanics, the things that happen from the start of battle to the end of battle.
Okay.
With that being said, if you guys are curious about like, okay, well, are there any AXS changes, are there leaderboard changes, are there era changes?
Yung
are there
Q&A nyo
missions,
daw
crafting,
guys,
all that
dapat
stuff is
cards
what me and
muna
Cruz, as we mentioned earlier.
sa
Cruz
announcement.
and I will do a town hall later, right before the season starts.
Okay.
Where we will reveal all that, so definitely
Okay.
don't miss that one.
So sa mga cards lang daw, tapos runes and charms, no? Yung, sa mga magko-question. Pwede kayong pumunta dito sa Axie stage. Tapos question lang kayo dito sa chat.
Competition and competitiveness and all that. And this only affects really kind of a few players, but a lot of spectators. Is I can tell you one change we're leaning towards and probably going to do for next season is regarding.
Oh, si Gila 25 Lason stock hampas 120 na agad. Oo nga eh.
Is have a do with
yan ang dami nang nag-theory craft. Topaz pa rin sa season 6, sabi ni Idol Aoka. Lakas pa rin ng Topaz eh. Yung tawag dito, yung na-nerf lang, square teeth lang, no? Square teeth lang.
When the clock hits, 10:30 in the morning in Vietnam and you're number
Parang
1,
gusto kong
you don't just
bumili
win
ng
the
Topaz,
season anymore. What's gonna happen is when the season ends, we're gonna take like the top
yung
players,
poison
say,
talaga
now
safe
you
na
guys
safe,
play
no?
a
Oo
tournament
nga eh.
among
Siyempre
yourselves
gamit yan ni Papa
to
Gios.
decide who gets all
Gamit
the
ni Papa
eggs
Gios
that's up
yan.
top in the final 7 spots or the final 8 spots, who gets the number 1 border. So winning a season is probably going to change in the future. And I know again, I'm only speaking to like 8 players right now because it's very hard to make the top 8. But I think from spectator point of view, this could be really interesting. So I just wanted to leak that now.
May mga pagbabago daw sa rewards guys. So ngayon yung mga cards changes lang, card changes lang muna. Tapos runes and
We can
charms.
start the Q&A now.
Okay, Q&A na.
A lot of hands up still from the past.
Masyadong mabilis, no? Wala pang isang oras.
And start new, if that's okay with you guys. I think that's the plan.
Okay, let's go.
So I'm
Yeah.
Pwede kayong magtanong dito guys, oh.
At the moment, sorry. So if you had your hand up, if you still want your hand up,
O kung may mga tanong kayo.
just start doing it. And
Boss
then
Ren,
we'll
Arco,
try to
attack
find
all
people
ba?
that
Oh,
can
Idol Van
do
Allen,
it.
attack all. Tapos meron pa rin detect, no? Meron pa rin
Yes,
detect.
Let's start with
Lumakas
TJ.
yung Arco.
Bringing them up. So when you're called on,
and
just so
then-
you know, that means have your mic ready, kind of be ready because you're going to be on the stage, okay? So TG, you're coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And,
Gusto ko sana magtanong, guys,
try
kaso
to-
English
we'll try
kasi.
to entertain and accommodate as many people for this Q&A as possible.
Makinig
So
na lang tayo.
We'll try to structure
Diyan na
your
si TG guys,
questions,
TG.
in such a way that they
Sa
can
mga
allow each to be
nakakakilala kay
answered.
TG Axie, no?
And as mentioned by
Hindi na lang ako magto-talk,
Bezozer a
guys.
while ago,
Diyan
please
na si
keep them
TG.
within the realm of this discussion, which is relating to the balancing changes for everything and anything battle and design related. So TG, what's
Gusto
on?
ko man magtanong, bawal daw nakaban sa
Yo,
Discord.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yep,
How you doing?
Yan si TG guys.
Nice. How you guys doing?
Sana wag umiyak.
I'll be quick on this one. I've been theory crafting a lot
Okay.
recently, and I just I cannot find a way to make other tail cards viable outside of Ant Cocktail and Cottontail and maybe Windtail on Sustain.
Ant. Pwede
But
namang
like we're lacking a lot on the balance side on the tail cards. We really could use some love there. Like Swallow is a really good card. I don't know what's gonna happen now because we can get energy burst now, but I'm
Nemo
pretty
tail
sure
nerf
like,
daw.
everyone will be running the typical like taunt in the back and the cottontail on front.
Uy, si
But
Idol
we
tawag
really
dito.
need some love on the
Nandito.
on the tails and also on the ears, because like it is either innocent lamb to copy something else,
Idol
to
extra
synergize, and that's pretty much it, and that's almost on every single
Why nerf Twin Tail? Because
composition out
they
there.
still want
It depends
Topaz
on
to
the
be
scenario,
OP.
of course, but that's the
Lakas pa rin ng Topaz eh. Parang gusto kong bumili ng Topaz.
you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I think this is stuff that we're trying to be sensitive over as well. Like if everyone saw the changes that were made towards these no-brainer type of cards, where it's like, why wouldn't you run
type
these
of
cards?
cards.
And a lot of these are very meta, particularly because they have usability across multiple different
No-brainer.
archetypes. So often we'll really see Twin Tail primarily on like defensive teams, but then like things like Cottontail, like that really sees like play pretty much everywhere, just because of like how general it is. And something that design tries its best to do is try to create these niches for different cards. And admittedly, not everything has really like found its place just yet. So some cards still do see some big swings, but then we're also trying to be sensitive with making sure that a lot of the existing archetypes are still able to keep up on all fours. So definitely that's a very good consideration. Like trying to even out things, and I think a lot of that comes down to like the mathematics as well. Sometimes like some cards are just straight up more valuable, and it really puts you in this position of like, why wouldn't I play this over something else? But then it's a very good
Uy, Paulet
consideration to have.
Carlos,
Thank you
welcome
for
sa
that.
stream, idol.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Kailan upload ng
Sige.
logs Lodi? Meron na idol, nasa view only chat.
That I know has
Yung
a lot of
logs
experience
ng
in their brain
change
with
log ng
brewing
balance
rifles.
change, meron na idol
Of
nandito.
course, spam and rice.
Sa view only chat.
Down up here,
May
spam
link
and
na
then you
dito,
probably
guy.
have
Ay
5,000.
idol Paulet Carlos.
Hey, what's up, guys? First of all, I just want to say I'm freaking hyped for all the changes.
Oh,
I
sino
think
to?
you guys did a great job today. You delivered it all flawlessly. So thank you for getting us all excited. I had a question I've been dying to ask all day, but since you guys did give me that disclaimer, I'll keep it patch related only. When it comes to this patch and all these changes,
Magmamahal
and
na
whatnot, I
yung
think
buff
Origins is making
palalo.
great
Tignan natin,
progress.
idol.
Every season we're improving,
Toki
and
Toki.
last season we finally got what I would like to say a balanced season, right? We made great progress, and you saw so much diversity. We all had a lot of
Guys,
fun.
wag kayong aalis ha.
I just
Bubunutin
wanna
natin
keep the
yung
momentum
mananalo
going,
sa
and I just wanna
rewards
kinda
ni
ask this
idol.
question.
Ay pag-giveaway ni
With
idol
all these
GH.
changes, there's
Bubunutin
gonna
natin.
be a lot of vigorous testing that's gonna need to be involved. I don't want to take any steps back and whatnot. I don't know if you guys can say this, but how long are we expecting the off-season testing phase to be? Because these are a lot of huge changes.
I could probably take that on behalf of Cruz right now, which is basically we've set aside a good chunk of time. We have a date in mind as far as when we want the season to start, but it's not entirely locked yet. So like I said, the end of next week is when we're trying to get these changes in the game, right? And we want to give it at least a minimum a week of external testing, and that's a minimum a week of that. So
Pati yung Leafy, guys, no?
yeah,
Malakas pa rin, no?
I hear what you're
Malakas
saying.
pa rin yung Leafy.
But we have also, in my mind, kind of improved. We've leveled up our internal testing as well. POS2 or especially Jetster can talk about that right now if they want. But yeah,
That
it's very
would be
close to home for them.
Yeah, that would be amazing. That's it for my question. I'd love to hear what Jet and Poster have to say about the increased internal testing. Keep up the good work as always, and thank you guys.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, so internally this time around we have especially the previous meta teams from the last season, we have rigorously testing nothing from that is broken.
Not final daw,
Everything's
sabi ni
still
Papa
balanced,
Gios,
and
guys, oh.
all the new stuff
Not final.
energy burst.
So sana i-release
and
na ngayong
introducing,
off-season lahat, pati yung mga
the
starter
ambush change,
Axies, para
different
ma-check na
classes,
natin.
and the buffs to rage and
May
everything.
time pa na para
So we're
baguhin, no?
testing each possible you could say
Rick Zon de la
combination
Cruz,
of
welcome sa
especially of the
stream.
new stuff.
G, sabi ni
So,
idol.
I would say we're
Sensya na
a
guys
lot
kung hindi ko
more
nabasa
confident
yung
on
ibang
our
chat
internal
nyo, ha.
testing this time, especially,
Nakakonsentrate tayo kanina, eh.
we don't want another Momo situation to happen.
Metawin,
the
nandito rin pala sa
starters are,
stream
the
natin.
biggest
Welcome,
focus, and
welcome.
after that all the new stuff that on paper you might think could be broken.
Si Idol
it's been
GH nandito rin
rigorously
pala.
tested
Welcome, Idol
internally. A
GH.
lot,
Sorry,
I would
sorry.
say
Hindi ko
a
nakita
lot.
kanina.
Yeah, this is the reason why we brought Jetster And
John DG,
one of our
welcome sa stream.
coordinators here in Vietnam, like what they need to do here is they just
Wrong
need to
season
sleep,
yata bili ko ng
eat
Poison.
and
Malakas ang
play,
Poison
and then
ngayon,
test the
idol.
changes.
Idol John DG.
So,
Walang ni-nerf.
we're really
Walang ni-nerf
confident.
sa
We're so much
Poison.
more confident for
Walang ni-nerf
for
sa
all the
Poison,
changes this
idol.
season with all the testing.
Yeah, exciting. All right, yeah.
Harvey Miranda, balik Winghorn na.
No,
Tapos
no,
Feather
no.
Descend.
Get on up here, Jack.
Feather Descend ba? Descend. Feather Descend. O, tama.
I got
Descend.
Catfig with the invite. Here you go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Idol
Hey,
Shot
Jack.
Gamer,
Idol
welcome sa
Jack.
stream. Nandito rin pala.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
Idol
The
Tom Tom,
people
welcome
are
sa stream.
demanding questions, but I see you purposely blocked the question that I was going to ask, so I'll ask something very interesting. So I see for this season, just from analyzing the cards, that a lot of them. I mean, I played Sustain this last season, but you guys nerfed Twintel. You limited down to 1 from 2.
Yan na.
Originally, the armor of Twintel was reduced from 70 to 65 because it had like such a
Uy,
powerful
nilike ni Gio
effect.
yung tweet natin.
So I don't see
Yung
the reason
live
why
reaction
you guys
natin,
nerfed
live
it
stream
and
natin.
kept the other nerf that it had. I just feel like it was like over nerf on it. But I understand what the
Over-nerf daw yung
logic was. I
Twintail,
just
guys.
feel the
Anong
armor
sa tingin
value
niyo?
should go back up if that was
Di
a
pa
decision.
naman final, no?
But here's the thing that I was gonna think about: the new effect that you guys changed.
Poison Arco.
Like,
Oo nga, no?
I just think it's way
Pwede.
too powerful. What it's providing, especially against any person that even plays any shield card. Death Mark, if I'm reading it right, allows the opponent just to hit right through you. Even with after the first attack, the other attacks will be right through. So what stops someone? Let's say I played 3 energy of armor. That usually is like 180, maybe 200 armor, depending on buffs. So you play 1 Axie kiss or
Kunyari
whatever, get the
naiintindihan
death
natin,
mark
guys.
on them,
English kasi.
then all that energy is worthless at that point that you spent that turn
Yung
defending.
question niya kasi, bakit daw parang
And
over-nerfed
you
yung
even left it
Twintail?
with its previous effect too.
Pakinggan natin yung
Meaning
sasabihin
that
nila.
card's value is so strong now, and you have charms now that also allow any card to become
Nagre-reklamo
that.
na ang
So I
Sustain
just
Pro
don't
Gamer
understand the
na
logic
nerf
to
over
that
daw.
effect. Like it just seems so broken.
Uy, thank
For,
you guys.
like,
Ang
are you
dami
guys
natin.
telling the
Thank you, thank you.
community we do not want people playing Sustain anymore? Is that what you guys are saying? We only want them playing Topaz.
Gio, do you
Yan
want to
na.
take this?
Yan na, guys. Yan na. Ang boses ng mga Sustain.
I can.
Walang makasagot, guys.
I can.
Okay,
I can
Jatster.
handle it. So
Jatster.
it's not just so mainly the sustains that you see just rely on heavy shielding and the surviving blood moon. So those are definitely getting a hit this season. It's not gonna probably it won't be a viable strategy. Like sustain always somehow comes up with new ways
Yeah.
to defend. So yeah, but yeah, like the main focus was to not have those teams that just sit back, just put on shields and wait for Blood Moon to do the work. So now they're gonna have to find creative ways,
Yes,
and we've
tama,
also
tama.
introduced a lot of new changes.
Matagal
So
na kasi yan eh.
it's not just gonna be Topaz. There's like different, a lot of different archetypes that you can play, and especially with the new energy burst change, I think on paper you might not realize how much possibilities it opens up.
Ang
for
bilis
comps
na
that
kaya ng
previously
energy
weren't
burst,
that
no?
good. So I'm still hopeful for a lot of diversity this season, and the shield teams
Shield
they
back
have
up.
to
Sobrang bilis na,
rethink their
guys. Sobrang
strategy.
bilis na ng pag energy
I
burst.
mean, what you're basically saying is Shield is dead because like there's no point.
Yan din yung sinabi last season, di ba?
The effect is so easy
Sustain
to
is dead.
unleash.
Topaz is
that I
dead.
just
Pero
don't see
meron
it.
pa
Like
rin.
I don't see the comp even being viable anymore. Like you guys swear that you guys don't want to
Si
defend,
Papa Gios
but
na, si
it
Papa
does
Gios
look
nagsasalita.
like it was a direct like anyone who plays that deck is dead basically in this game. That's the way I see it with that effect. It just is too powerful. It just no counterplay. Maybe you'll play cleansers to counteract it, but why isn't there a card that I could get that says, okay, for 1 energy, 1 Axie, none of their attacks will do damage next turn at all. Like that would be the equivalent effect, and
Papa
then
Gios na yan,
that would
guys.
be fair, right? Like we should have a card like that.
Tas biglang umalis. Nangyari.
I mean, are you saying the teams that just rely on heavy shielding and Blood Moon, should they also be in the meta equally?
No, I'm just saying. Let's say I have a card, right, and its effect is like I put this effect on an attacking Axie. All the energy for its attack cards are like doesn't matter because they'll do 0 damage. Like that's the equivalent of the effect if it were the opposite way. I just think you guys really need to look at that card a little bit more. It's a little bit too strong, in my opinion.
That's kind of what these taunts with shield, right? Like you taunt and then you just throw up a shield, and it is like saying like, yeah, all of your attack cards do no damage, right?
Yep.
So I think we're looking to create a hard counter to these teams that just sit back and throw up shield and wait for Blood Moon, because I think that's a frustrating type of build to play against. But as people say, right, like sustain these tanky builds always find a way.
Yes.
But I also think that, right, like the sitting back, throwing on shield, healing yourself, taunting, and just waiting this war of attrition. I don't think that's necessarily a healthy type of build, but we'll keep an eye on what happens.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, just to close it, just the idea, I just feel like it's just too strong. But anyways, I guess we'll have to see it live with everything else. But yeah, this one seems too much. And there was one more point I was trying to make, but I think that's enough for today. I just think certain builds didn't get touched. Like, the point I was making, look at the top 10 teams that won last season, that were the highest teams in the season. I don't think Sustain was in there. I think it was more Topaz. So it almost seems like you guys went after the wrong build.
Dadang, nagre-reklamo idol. Kasi parang every season daw pinapatay daw yung Sustain. Tinatanong niya kung Topaz lang daw ba ang gusto nilang ang gusto nilang gamitin ng lahat ng players.
Zarathustra. Even close to saying that. You're up.
Zarathustra, okay?
Hi guys, it's a pleasure to be here. So my main concern is about the timer changes.
Okay, timer change, 45
I know
seconds.
that you guys want a more dynamic game, but there are some cards and some archetypes that really need that time, and even if
Di sabi naman kanina binilisan yung animation Sabi kanina.
to actually click on the cards, like let's say
Binilisan daw yung animation, sabi kanina. Baka hindi nakinig si Idol Zarathustra.
pumpkin stuff or things like that.
Goods pala ang bili ko sa Poison Bleed. Oo nga, Idol Jose.
A good
Walang nerf sa Poison
thing to incentivize, like
Yung
to
Poison
have,
Dual Blade tapos Iguana, sobrang sakit nun. Tapos naka-chubby pa.
it lowers the
Sakit nun,
quality of
Idol.
gameplay. Even if it's faster, the
Yan na, tapatan na ng meta teams.
because before I had like
Sana nandito rin sa Idol Sensei, no? Idol Sensei, sali ka dito.
play, and now I only have 15 seconds to think.
Sali ka dun sa nagtatanong.
My main concern is that the game
Saan pwede makita mga changes? Nandito, Idol, sa may view only chat. Dito sa Discord ng Axieeinfinity.
Yeah.
Nasa
I can
pinakababa.
on this. So,
Nandun yung link.
one
along
more
with the
I also used to
Shoutout kay Idol Mario, Spiritu Junior.
even if I was done
Nananahimik ang Leafy Siyempre, walang nerf
what I'm gonna play,
Konti lang yung nerf
or even
Pati Topaz, no? Square teeth
before
lang
I
na
play,
nerf.
I would open my
Lakas pa
deck,
rin, lakas pa rin.
if I play this card I can
Lakas pa rin ng
blah, blah,
Topaz
blah,
tapos
and
Leafy, guys.
I don't have the
Dapat Leafy i-nerf Na-nerf naman yung Leafy, kaso viable pa rin
of course I don't
Ang
know.
nakukonsume na leaf is 4 guys, 4 na leaves.
I really don't like
Tapos yung na-generate ng bamboo,
forces.
1 less leaf sa mga allied axes.
I would prefer see more people play that.
So hindi na
I
pwede
think
yung
that
1 bamboo tapos leafy ka agad. Para ma-maximize mo yung damage ng leafy, dapat 2 bamboo.
No, like so yeah, I can answer that. So like along with the changes to the turn timer, we've also carefully selected like cards that used to take a long time to play. So like, let's say Winghorn, your Feather Daggers and stuff like that.
Rabjal,
Like,
welcome sa stream. Ano yung
there was
dinilit
some
mong
ranged
message?
animation that would take a lot of time. So we've also sped up those animations.
Oh, sabi
And
kasi
it will be
kanina
like,
eh.
so if you
Hindi nakikinig sa
previously
teacher
it
naman
was
si
taking
Idol.
you like 30
Si Idol
seconds to play
Zarathustra.
all those cards, now it's gonna take
Hindi
half the time.
nakikinig sa teacher.
So if you're considering
Naalala
like,
nyo yung update
this
sa Axie
extra time
Classic
spent on
dati,
card
yung binilisan
playing,
yung
that won't be
animation?
an issue.
Kakatuwa mga Axie.
But
Oo
yeah,
nga eh.
so one thing like as
Mas
you
maganda
mentioned,
talaga
like
pag mabilis,
taking a look
guys.
at your deck, seeing what your next moves on gonna be. So now you're gonna be have to a little
Lugi naman talaga
let's say
a-attack
if
tas
you
walang
taking
bawas
like
tas ikaw
50 or the 60
ikaw may
seconds
bawas
previously
kasi
just
may
to think
reflect.
about like the
Sayang
strategy, you're gonna
graphics.
have to do it a little faster
Upgrade
now.
ng game, etc.
Players with, like, more
Pinag-isipan
swift
din ng
thinking,
graphic designer,
like,
programmer,
will be-
etc. yan.
like,
etc.
it's
yun,
gonna-
sabi ni Idol
the
JP.
left turn timer is gonna reward them, and like with more experience, you'll be able to think faster. So that's another like kind of a skill.
Si
that is
Idol,
also-
pangalan na neto?
But yeah, don't worry
Z?
about the animations. We are like actively looking to
Let us
you know,
sustain
make
players
sure
cook. We will
animations
find a
don't
way
become
anyways.
problem in, like, taking the time in your turn.
Okay. May mga tanong pa ba? Mas maraming
And the
nagtanong
good
ngayon,
news
no?
is this
Pero
can
mas
be an
konti yung
iterative
nanood.
process as well.
Mas konti
So
yung nanood eh.
a turn timer would not fall.
Naalala nyo yung last season, no?
protected
Maraming
by
nag-aabang sa
in-season
Topaz.
changes. So for
3K
some reason,
yung
chaos ensues and
3K
just-
yung pumasok
it's
sa
not
Townhall.
working. We go, okay, then
Ngayon
we'll
wala
just
pang
leave
1K.
it, right? Or maybe the very long-term solution involves some sort of different tech, or we can look at it by changing.
Sa audio yun, ang hina. Mahina ba?
We
Naka-maximum
thought
na
this
kaya
was
Idol?
better Just to, as Jiho kind of laid out early on.
Lakasan mo na lang yung
this
volume mo,
just kind of
Lods.
speed things up a little bit, you know, as we just saw from the last question.
Naka
Shields are gonna be a
100% na yung
little bit harder to
Discord
make
audio
for
natin.
battle. You know, the turn timers get reduced. We're just trying to pick up the pace a little. So we're starting here with 45 seconds, and then it can be an
Goods ang changes now, lalo na sa Tonto. Ang Idol Aussie.
You know, one of the things that we saw, right, was, you know, people really like blitz mode, and right,
Parang
so,
nakikita kong nadagdag ngayong,
yeah.
ngayong season na
And
meta
even
is bleed, guys. Bleed.
baseball this year, right? They're
Bleed
speeding
team, no?
up the games, and people really like it.
Chubby,
Chess,
6 bleeds, guys.
chess is
6 na
actually
bleed sa
popping off
Chubby.
right now, and it's mainly due to the blitz format,
Grabe.
right? So as I mentioned, right, like
Tapos
you know,
yung
we need to
cleanse,
build
may
this,
bawas na sa
game
pag-cleanse,
to
no?
be,
Dalawa na lang yung pwede niyang i-cleanse.
kinda
Paano may
conducive
ki-cleanse
and-
yung bleed?
and in line with the
Hindi
times.
maaalis.
And modern society, they want snappy experiences. And yeah, you know, we've tested, and our testers,
Yeah,
you know,
tama.
internal testing is saying that 45 seconds seems to be enough.
Okay, tignan natin.
And yeah, I think, you know, more pressure, more time to think quickly. Sorry, less, you know, more pressure to think quickly.
Parang
People create
masyadong
more,
mabilis,
like,
no?
unforced
45
errors,
seconds.
and right
Lalo na
now, I
pag
think everyone is,
nag-i-stream.
like, just playing their perfect hands. You know, way too much of the time, right? So I think like
Speed
adding some
appeals
more
to
time
bigger
pressure
masses.
will
Tama nga
create
naman.
more skill, because you're gonna need to be better at thinking quickly. So that's kind of the logic.
Ano na bago sa taunt? 3 turns na lang, Idol James. 3 turns. Dati 4. Yung taunt ng ant, yung taunt ng cattail. 3 turns na lang. Mararamdaman mo lang yun kapag dalawang consecutive na taunt
Hello. What's
ang
up?
ilalagay mo. Pero kung iisa lang na taunt, di mo mararamdaman
I
yun.
just
Parang
wanted to
same
ask,
lang.
Something about the horns. The
Daming
spear
nagtatanong
horns.
ngayon, guys.
Because I
Nice,
think
nice.
Hale, when he was talking about the reptile scaly spear, he said that it got the same treatment as the plant horn and the bird horn. But the bird horn is not in the image, so I don't know if it was actually changed or
The time is perfect. Ang sabi dun? More faster games,
Oh,
sabi
yeah,
dito. Correct,
I think
sabi ni Idol Papa
that might
Gios, guys.
be a typo. Yeah, the feather speed is also changed.
Oy, si
It's
Idol,
similar
si
treatment
Idol
as both
1437
spears.
yata to. The nerf is
Yeah, I
okay.
loved it,
Saan na yun?
that's
Nawala.
my
The
bet.
nerf is
I
okay
loved
if
it. Yeah,
Rage doesn't do
images.
400 damage.
I
Not
just
possible
confirmed.
to
I'm
play
looking at the
sustain with
official
400
changelog
damage
that we
Rage.
have access to right now
Let's
to
see.
see, and yeah, meet the scaly spear. The feather spear and scaly spear are both actually changed with the exact same logic.
No.
It's just a visual.
Yung winghorn, 4 na yung
Okay.
tawag dito.
Great.
Bato, no?
Another question
For
was if
tawag dito,
you
4 na
guys
beses na
did
nababagsak
some
yung
testing
winghorn.
on cotton type
Lakas nun, guys. Ang lakas.
after the
Yeah.
Dati
change to
hinihintay mo pa na
nerfs.
pumula eh. Ngayon pwede mo nang
Yep.
iba to
And
agad
if-
kahit
and
na
if-
medyo green.
If you're happy with the state of Cottontail now. Like, I know it got
Yes.
indirect buff because of the Garish and Mantis change.
Pero
so-
ngayon mag-iisip ka na kung magko-cotton tail ka kasi 12 na lang yung energy burst. Kaya parang indirect nerf yung cotton tail.
A different way you play cotton tail
Iisipin
now.
mo na eh, 8
Now,
energy
so I
fragments.
think,
Magko-cotton tail ba ako
as
or
players, put in,
hihintayin ko
like,
na lang na
more time into
mag-12
the
energy
crafting
fragment, no?
And just doing the math
Kaya
on the
okay
energy
din, okay din
fragments
yung
and how
ginawa
you gather
nila.
them, you will realize how like you can
Oo.
utilize cotton tail now.
Indirect nerf siya eh.
Okay,
But
good,
yeah,
because
it still feels nice.
yeah, I was expecting it to go down to 7 again, right? When I
Akala ko
when I
may
read
nagbago
the
sa taunt
changes to
mechanic.
energy
Parang yung
fragments,
bilang
and
lang,
then I was
Idol
surprised
Jamis.
that then I thought, well, maybe you
Dati
guys
kasi
should
4
take
turns
and
eh.
it's okay like that. Right.
Random Idol 3
Okay,
turns na
thank
taunt kasi meaning one time mo lang matotaunt
What do you
kalaban.
think
Hindi
about
hindi
the,
dalawang beses pa rin
I
Idol
remember
Ozzy.
on decentralized autos
Sa
we were
turn
talking
mo,
about, right, like the
halimbawa
you know,
isa lang yung
turn
binato
timer,
mo sa
stuff like
turn
that.
mo.
You know, we were thinking about
Sa susunod,
we also
tapos sa
considered
susunod na turn merong may taunt
a
pa rin.
time bank, but it turned
Kasi
out to
sabi
be,
nila kanina
as I
gagana
mentioned
daw yung
on
taunt
that
kapag
stream,
turn na ng kalaban. Sabi
too
nila
hard, I
kanina,
guess, like, in
kapag
terms
turn
of
na ng
the
kalaban,
effort.
tsaka
So
gagana
I
yung
guess
taunt.
what are your thoughts on 45 seconds? Because I remember
Kaya
you
parang
mentioned that
parehas
you're
lang.
one of the people using all of your time. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't wanna say anything until I try it, I guess.
Pakitanong po kung may nerf ang Leafy. Merong nerf
Because,
kanina, Idol McGregory, meron.
like,
Apat na yung
right now, I use
iko-consume
all
na
my
leaf.
time, but I think
So, dapat dalawang
I can
bamboo
do
na
the
yung
same
gamitin
with
mo.
45 seconds probably most of the time, right? I don't know, maybe the main problem is some builds like Sarah was saying, the Navaga builds, or like,
Tira-tira gang, let's go. Jinx team, wala ding nerf eh sa Jinx, no? Wala ding nerf sa Jinx.
And stuff like
Tira-tira
that,
gang gang.
like, for example, for builds that play, I don't know.
Rabjal
And they
dapat
have
ibalik
pumping
nila
and
air
they hit
breathing. Oo,
themselves and
iba na
how
yung
to
effect
do,
ng
like,
air
a lot of
breathing.
game actions. Maybe it
Guys,
would
wag
be
kayong
nice
alis
if
ha.
we
Bubunutin
keep the
natin yung
45
mananalo
seconds,
sa
but
pag-giveaway
each
ni
time
Idol
you play a
GH.
card, you gain, I don't know,
Binigyan
1
tayo ng
second
permission ni
or
Idol
something
GH.
like that,
Bunutin na
right?
daw natin sa stream
So
natin
that
ngayon.
those builds can still exist.
Cool. All right. Yeah, well, let us know what you think when you get it in your hands, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Up next, it looks like we got
Ang daming nagtatanong guys, no?
AKA, I believe, Captain Carey. Memory serves.
Captain Kari guys.
You are invited up, sir.
What's up, guys? I've actually I've gone through a brand change. I'm going by Davy Jones, but you can still call me Cap.
Wow, may pag-giveaway. Si Idol GH, Idol Breakboard. Sa mga hindi pa nakasali, dun sa YouTube ni Idol GH na pag-giveaway, no? Dun sa latest na video niya.
Guys, I came
You
into this
check
thing
it
a
out.
little late,
Nandun
and,
lahat ng mechanics, guys.
I'm blown away. The 45-second time clock, I think, is
12
a great
fragments
idea.
na lang
I
ang
was
unang
literally
energy
playing
burst.
earlier
Oh,
today, and I
Idol
was just,
Idol
like,
Ralph
watching this guy just
Arboleda.
raising the clock
12
on
na
me.
lang
I
yung
was
unang
like,
energy burst.
Come on, bro.
Dati 15, ngayon naging 12 na.
45
Parang
seconds, I'm so
one
ready
turn
for it.
less na lang siya ngayon. Mas mabilis na ng one turn. Kaya iisipin mo na kung magko-cotton tail ka or hindi.
On mechanic changes for poison, was there anything, or am I just shot in the dark here?
We have a buff on Gila, so Gila does more damage and more damage quickly now.
Hindi
but
nila
there's
in-nerf
damage
ang
cap,
Jinx
so
Idol Trisha kasi ang ganda mo.
for like if you wanna
Idol Ozzy
talk
talaga.
about like direct changes to poison, it's mainly with Gila.
Nagmahal bigla yung Owl
Okay,
Aqua
cool. I love Gila.
from $11 to
But yeah, like, we have,
Buti nga
like, the
nakabili
whole
ako eh.
system changing,
Bumili ako
and,
nung
like,
nakuha
a lot
yung rewards. Yun yung
meta
una
can
kong
shift a
binili.
lot, so
Owl na
we'll see
Owl na
how
Aqua.
where poison sits in the new meta.
Speaking of, shout out to Gila Seas, my boy, my love, my homie.
Yun yung una kong binili sa rewards natin.
He and I
Lods.
are starting a podcast. I'm sorry,
Kasi
this
matagal
is
ko
James
nang
Clark.
gustong
Call me Jelly
bumili
and
kasi ng
Monster. We're
triple
literally
owl.
gonna just talk about
Gusto kong
whatever,
bumili
but
ng triple owl na Aqua,
I
na bird,
appreciate it, man. I
na
don't have
plant,
anything else. If only
na mech.
change
Parang
the
ang ganda lang
mechanics
kasi
is
i-collect,
Gila,
no?
I'm
From
so
a
cool. What's the
collector's
cap, by the way?
point of view. Parang ang ganda kasi
No
i-collect.
pun intended.
Nerf
Yeah,
natin
the
Jinxters.
the total damage that comes out
Ang
is
lakas
about
naman ng
the same,
mech
but then we've
nito.
increased the scaling. So now you get 3 damage per
Lakas ng mech
stack
niya.
instead of the older 2. So you'll be able to hit that max cap much sooner than you did previously.
Oo.
Oh wow, love it.
Yeah,
All right,
you got
thanks guys. I don't
really
have anything else.
I was using Gila. I was using Gila. on,
Kelo,
like, my
welcome sa
friend
stream,
Axie,
Idol.
and,
Naka-gang ka
I
din,
think it's
Idol
actually
Kelo.
helpful to me 'cause I'll be
Let's
able to,
go.
like, get it off before it dies.
I hear
Gusto ko
that,
manalo
dude. I
ng
hear
mouse
that.
na,
Well, listen,
na
God
hindi
bless
na
you guys.
di-disconnect,
Keep
sabi ni Idol
doing,
Ozzy.
man.
Mamaya,
Love it.
mamaya, after neto,
Thank you.
bunutin natin.
We're bringing up Son Lei right now. Son Lei, you're on stage.
Hi guys.
What up?
I have only two questions about balancing. We still have cards with no use in the game. Hatsune, Kingfisher, Cirastes. Do you think about something about these cards?
Oh yeah, so like we have a lot of moving parts in the game, right? And it might become a lot messy if we change all of this stuff at once. So we are taking like bite-sized pieces. Like we have some changes this season to bring more excitement to the meta, more balance, right? and like depending on that, on the next season we can look to like improve more.
Idol GH, mag-comment lang kayo dun guys ng related dun sa tinatanong ni GH, no?
That could be an interesting option.
Mag-comment lang kayo dun. May tinatanong siya eh. May tinatanong siya dun sa video.
One major bit there is also going to be the tempo changes. So we've
No
previously,
data received,
in older seasons seen
Okay yun, nagbalik
a
na
few
yung stream
sustained
natin.
type teams, but then they weren't leaning too much on like going all the way to the end of the
Ang
game.
tagal
but
naman
then
matapos
rather
na
just
ito. Ang
kinda do
daming
this little
nagtatanong.
setup. We saw like Tiny Fan and Perch, and hopefully with these changes to the
Walang pagbabago sa
enemy
Tiny
system,
Fan
for
guys,
example,
para
it'll make
makakakita tayo ng Tiny Fan meta. No?
strategies a little bit more
Pwede sa
accessible,
sustain, pwede
where
sa
you don't have
aggro.
to hold out for too long.
Tignan natin.
Because often you'd find yourself overwhelmed
Related
by the time
comment
they would
daw
have to
sabi ni
actually
Idol
be
GH.
online.
So i-check natin yan
we're looking
mamaya
to
kung
encourage
related siya
players
dun
to
sa
mix and match with these different strategies.
tanong na Idol
One
GH sa
thing
video.
I think that players will definitely need to exercise is the utility of cleanse and cleanser when managing death marks. So
YouTube is
it's
not
gonna be an
receiving
interesting
enough
bit
video.
where, as
Bakit?
usual, a meta will exist because there's no reason for
PPLDC
aggro
ba
players to
tayo?
bring these things if sustain isn't prevalent or too heavily represented. So there's always going to be these opportunities or windows where players will be able to kind of find the timing when it's best to play these decks as well.
Oo.
So I think like, ultimately it's going to be like all about navigating what the meta landscape is going to look like, and then just really providing players with those outs that they need.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but
Tanungin
I
kaya
think we
natin
need more
bakit
win
tinanggal
conditions
yung
for
Moonstamp,
sustain
no?
camps.
Bakit nila tinanggal yung Moonstamp?
We have a lot of ways to win in mid-range and aggro comps.
Si Ren na mag-decide kung related or hindi. Sana hindi siya biased. Okay, tignan natin mamaya.
And that makes all the comps of sustains we know in the past seasons was Blood Moon comes and make you in the late game, and I don't know. I don't think it's the way. But
I don't think
am
it's the way
agreeing
daw,
with,
guys.
Navaga and Tiny Fan.
Sana hindi siya biased kagaya ni Blank.
Yeah, definitely we're
Hindi
exploring
tayo
more ways
biased,
to
Idol
kind of
GH.
provide players with that
Pananalunin
ramp up.
ko lang yung
last season
lang
we
naman yung
introduced
sarili
these
ko.
Carrot, which is like one way to kind of build up
Pananalunin ko
towards
lang
the
naman
end.
yung sarili
So I
ko.
guess like it's really just blurring those lines between like mid range and sustain, and then just really finding ways for players to kind of just take over the control of like the match and build up and develop. I think is the word I want to use. Like develop your position and then be able to do that reversal on your opponent.
Uy, Idol
which
Ken
is,
and NFT
like what a lot of these teams
This
tend to do.
off-season for
And
us to test,
definitely agree.
sabi dito.
More win conditions for sustain or like just late game teams in general would be very interesting to have, just so we have different types of playstyles.
It's live already. Paki-check nga,
I do
Idol.
kind of
Paki-check
wanna give
nga
my comment on
sa
sustain
in-game
now.
kung
After
live na sa
this question and also hearing
esports
feedback.
mood.
I feel good
yung
about
balance
giving my thoughts
change.
on sustain like Jiho did as well, especially since I don't work directly on game design, so this is relatively safe. But here's my thoughts on sustain.
When we
How many
deploy
things you
it,
guys
sabi
can
dito
do with
guys,
sustain?
clarify. So hindi pa
We obviously wanna grow
na-deploy.
the game, right? And we want to onboard new communities.
When
So
we
we're gonna
deploy it,
obviously
sabi
be
niya
bringing
dito.
on new
Sabi ni Idol
communities
Cruz.
like Kongs and they're going to want to try out Origins, and we love that as an Origins community.
Mm.
So when they get to their first real PvP batch, and we just make it black or white, and this brand new player goes against a team that just beats him down, and
Klase umaraw na naman.
He's like, oh, okay, well, I got killed.
Kinuha ko
quick.
yung
I'm on
mga
my next
sampay
game.
kanina, ngayon
And he might walk
umaaraw
away
na naman.
thinking, okay, how can I improve my deck? How can I kill them quicker? How can I replicate that? Those might be natural thoughts. But if the guy's first ever PvP experience is
Idol Zoro, may nabago ba sa Topaz, Lods? Bala ko kasing bumuo. Yung Topaz na card mismo, walang na nerf, Lods. Pero yung composition ng Topaz, yung square teeth lang, may bawas lang ng konti sa damage. Tas hindi mo na pwedeng lagyan ng mantis, no? Pero malakas pa rin guys, malakas. Lalo na may mga bagong charm na pwede mong i-exile yung ibang cards, no? Mas mabilis mo na mabubunot yung Topaz ngayon.
I'm not agreed with that.
Parang gusto ko nga bumili.
I'm sorry, but I'm not agreed.
Pera na
with
lang
that.
kulang para makabili.
Still, meta, we need
Pero
control,
wait muna ako ng meta kung anong meta, tsaka ako bibili.
That was necessary for a good meta game, and I don't know. I don't think the way is that.
Yeah, I think to find the middle ground there, it's maybe it's more towards encouraging like where's the punchline, like I think late stage teams aren't the
May
problem.
nag-aaway
But then
na
the
sa chat
problem
guys,
is really
yung
just
mga
when
sustain.
they arrive and then they
Tapos
don't really
aggro.
kill you in a way you would expect. It's like,
Bakit daw may mga shield cards
shield,
kung
shield, and then
kung ayaw?
double kills you, then that's it. And you're like, oh, that was it.
Yeah.
Oo.
But then like, if
But this
you know,
happens
sorry,
because we don't
I'll
have
just
weekends. Sorry.
yeah, no. Let me finish. And then I just want to say, like, if you have a team, however,
Hmm.
that does all these things, but then there's this massive perch at the end of it, you're like, wow, dude, like this guy did like 500 damage, and then all my guys are dead
Magkaboses si
because I
Gios
couldn't
tapos si
stop
Hale,
him
no?
before he reached that point. So then there's like this really there's a
Magkaboses.
build up to something, right? And that's fine. Like we have no problem with teams that want to stretch the game out a little bit because they're doing something to some end to kill you somehow. What the community and this is in my opinion, this is like this is me getting tagged by hundreds of people on Twitter all the time. The experience that they seem to dislike is when there doesn't seem to be that exchange happening, where you have a player who builds a wall in front of you, and it's your problem to get through that wall or
Yep.
you die. So like the wall doesn't even fall on you; you just die on the other side out of hunger or starvation. So and it's something that we want for both players, where they get that sense of like accomplishment, where like I survived your onslaught and built up my position here to be able to defeat you with my strategy. And like you said, and we do agree, like
Hindi
it would be
tiny
wonderful
fun,
for
pwede
us to
namang
introduce
tiny
more
fun,
ways
no?
for players to be able to do that.
Yung
And that is the
sustain
direction
tiny fun, pwede yun
that
eh.
we have been working towards. Especially
Para hindi
with
lang
teams
umaasa sa
like
blood moon
Healing
damage.
Pulse, Carrot, and so on and so forth. And definitely we could have more. If we're not there yet,
Pero
we'll get
malakas
there
pa rin sustain guys, sinasabi ko sa inyo. Walang na-nerf eh. Yung twin tail lang naman, yung twin tail lang.
It'll be a continuous conversation, I'm sure, that extends on to
Tapos
Twitter.
mas mabilis na ngayon
Yeah,
mag-energy
I
burst, mas
agree.
mabilis na
We
makakapag
can't resolve this right now.
shield, no?
There's
Yung mga
strong
sustain ngayon.
opinions. I think we get that for sure.
By sustain na naman daw, yan din yung sinabi last season eh. Kaso na nakakapasok pa rin sa top 100.
Pretty soon. How are you looking on time, Gio?
No love sa sustain eh. Sabi ni Idol.
Yeah, I can take a few more questions, but then if anyone needs to step down, that's fine too. We have a
issue
little
lang
bit
naman
more time.
kasi
We've been
sa
running
sustain
for
guys,
a
yung
good
blood
hour
moon.
and 30 here.
Dapat
so we
hindi
maybe bring
gina-
on like
kasi
a few
hindi
more
yun yung
people and then
purpose ng
close it
blood
out, and then
moon.
any
Hindi
other
nila
questions
purpose
can
na
probably just come in through the Discord or
magpanalo
maybe
ng
through
game
Twitter.
sa isang
Alright, let's get
tawag dito, sa isang side, no? Sa isang player.
Yeah, man.
Ang
Thank you,
purpose
son.
ng blood
Thank
moon
you.
para mapabilis yung game.
Thanks.
Hindi niya purpose na panalunin yung isang player. Kasi ganun yung ginagawa ng ibang Axie, ibang
I do,
sustain
I do, man.
players, umaasa sa blood moon.
Good.
Pero hindi
I just
naman
have
lahat.
two questions.
Tulad nga
One
ng
is
sabi ko,
about
merong
mechanics
tiny
behind
fan
Goo.
na
Is
build
if
ng
able on
sustain.
the card text interchangeable with this must happen if it can, for example, is the
Yeah.
goo automatically paid for at the end of the turn, or is it as drawn if there are shards available?
Right, so I'll break it down for everyone, and it's really just like a technicality on the writing. But then what it basically says is you're forced to pay the cost if you're able to, and if you're able to, then the card is exiled. So it first looks for energy fragments, and if you have any, it'll be reduced, and then it's exiled. But then if you don't have any, then it tries looking for energy, and if you do,
May
it
event
gets
sila
reduced,
bago
and then it's
mag-season
exiled.
6.
But if
Meron
you
yung
don't have any
bagong
of that
event ngayon,
either,
Idol,
then
eh.
it just gets discarded. But all of this
Check mo
only
in-game,
happens if you
merong
try
event.
playing the card. If you don't want any of that to happen, it can just chill in your hand, but then that's up to you because you're running out of
Sakit na
hand
naman
space.
ng
the more
full
goo you
shield,
pick up.
tapos Forest Wrath ka lang.
Okay,
Oo
the
nga
second
eh.
question I had is the jar barrage damage strictly based
Ang
off
maganda
the flat
yung
amount
Forest
of the
Wrath
card
ngayon,
itself,
may ambush
or
na.
the
Hindi mo na
amount it's
matatamaan yung
shielded
mid, no?
for
So safe yung mga
example, like
Momo
adaptive
players.
program?
Tapos mga tryout.
That's a
Safe,
probably
safe.
technical
Tapos
one. I'll
mga
have to get back
GM,
to you
try
on,
not.
but if I'm not
Safe
mistaken,
yung mga
it
yun,
should
yung mga
operate in a similar
nasa
way
gitna
to
yung
Turnip,
main
where
damage
it'll be
dealer
based
nila.
on the shield amount on the card at the time it was played.
Alright, cool. That's all I had for you guys. Thanks, man.
Lord, sabihin
Thanks for
kaya
coming on,
dyan
Vince.
kung
See ya.
kailan ang season 7. Season 6, Idol Cherry. Magte-test pa daw, magte-test. Ipa-finalize pa kasi hindi pa final yung balance change, no?
Hello.
Ite-test muna.
Hi everyone.
Tapos kung final na, ay makikita nila na medyo
Hello.
balance na.
Yeah,
Doon
first
na
and
nila
foremost, I
i-release.
want to establish that
So
I
most probably
understand
2
the
weeks siguro.
disclaimer, but
2 weeks.
there's been one thing that I've been meaning to ask since I played Axie again after a
Say-
1-year
say-
hiatus. So
Please say
I
Ashley. Look at
observed
me.
that
Who
I
is
can't
Ashley?
download Axie Origin neither in iOS and Google Play in PH region.
Pinagtitripan si Papa
May
Gios, oh.
we have answers what's holding back allowing the game to be
Who is
downloaded
Ashley?
in a specific region?
Yeah, sorry. But then like we're trying to limit the questions. But then like I think any of the support staff in chat will be able to definitely help you out there. There are certain regions that are it is available to for the meantime. But then we're trying to keep the conversation related to the topic if that's okay.
No, completely fine. But I hope to hear some breadcrumbs about that anytime soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna give we'll end on another question. Bring champions up as well.
Anyway, thank you.
It's chaos up here. All right.
Yo, this
Nasa
dog,
kalsada
dude.
yata si
This
Zoser.
dog. All right, I need to
Yeah.
go. The dogs are mad. The dogs are.
Oh, that's your dogs. Okay.
No. Those are not my dogs. I think it was.
Oh, they're not
Levi's.
yours.
I think those
Shanax,
are-
you got the
Dinodog
invite
show
if you
si
wanna take-
Gios.
if you wanna join. I'm about to just invite everyone.
Yeah.
Bili na Lods, ikaw pa paldo ka sa rewards eh.
Yeah, my guy Levi bringing up Sha and being on chat ahead of the release.
Okay,
That was a leak. That was a leak for one of the starters. I'm gonna go. Much love to everybody. Yo, we had over 1,000 people show up. That was
Magkaboses
amazing.
talaga si Jotster, tapos Gios. Ay, si Hale, tapos Gios,
Changes
no?
are not final, but yeah, I'm excited.
Okay,
to
paalis
test
na si
them all
Papa
out
Gios.
with you. If everything goes according to plan next week. And,
Next week daw, guys,
I'm
oh.
gonna go.
Narinig nyo yun? Parang nadulas siya, no? According to plan next
I'm
week.
gonna go sleep.
Baka
Much
next
love,
week,
sending love
guys.
to everybody. Shout out Philippines. Shout out Argentina. Shout out
Yeah,
Venezuela.
Philippines, number
shout
one.
out, to all the places in the world.
Shout out
Spain.
kay Papa Gios.
And I think some people from Spain stayed up until like 6 a.m. for this. So much
Thank
love.
you, Papa Gios. Kakain na si
Shout out
Papa
Peru,
Gios, guys.
Muke, yeah, much love.
Awesome.
Thank
you.
you,
Gios. We'll just take one, maybe two more questions. Let's see how good the questions are. Thought of our.
Okay, tignan
Hey,
natin.
Fanavar, welcome on.
Magre-react sana ako, malis na si Papa Gios eh.
So my two questions are.
Uy, Irvin, oh!
First of
Yo,
all,
nandun si Idol Irvin.
there are some cards that
React
have
natin.
similar mechanics to target both closest and furthest target, like Toothless Bite. Will it keep the ambush change or will it be single target?
Those will
Si Papa
all
Gios
cards
yun,
that
Idol
previously
Ossie. Parang
had
nasa
the
gilid
effect
ng
which allowed
kalsada.
you to target the
Umalis
closest
na
or
si Papa
furthest
Gios.
enemy, will be retroactively updated to the ambush change. So while ambush is a new keyword, the effect in itself has already previously existed.
Yeah.
I see, thanks. And the second question
Sabi nga
is
kanina,
about anemones.
baka daw next week deploy. Oo nga, no? Sana i-release na mamaya para matest na yung mga bagay-bagay.
Basic damage with
Yes.
that's
jumps.
Yeah, so the change now with Anemone is that
Idol
instead
Don
of
Quixotic
resetting the
nandito
base
din,
damage,
no?
it just increases
Don't
every time
forget
you
to
get killed.
pray
So you have two
for
options here.
Atiya,
You can burn
guys.
your Anemones early and just use the high base damage to put a lot of pressure on, or you can opt to save them for later on after they built up a little bit of attack after having killed an Axie or two.
That's really huge. Much appreciating from the anemone spawn. So
Ay, oo, anemone. Kasi may ambush na yung anemone, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Fedivar.
Pwede. May ambush na yung anemone. Ang swerte nung nakakuha ng pag-giveaway natin ng anemone team, no?
My friend, welcome on.
Hi, hello, everyone.
Ay, na-buff
I
na
have a
last season,
question-
na-buff pa
Just
ngayon.
one question about Thorny Caterpillar. I mean, if you can remove your goods from zero cost,
Oh.
Thorny Caterpillar is maybe useless.
I think that's going to come down to the players, and especially the one who's holding the goose, and what's more important to
Yeah.
them, because the cost of removing the goo will be your development, which is going to be like the energy fragments as well as potentially energy, if not
Kaboses
just
talaga ni
choking your
Papa
hand.
Gios.
And especially together with the changes to the energy burst system, where you're able to reach an earlier energy burst in the match.
Wala namang ginalaw sa
it'll
Leafy.
matter
Meron,
quite
Idol.
a bit more.
Yung bamboo,
Yeah, I mean,
yung
I think
bamboo
that
is
the
sa
change
mga
that
allied
you did to the
axes,
goose
one
is
less na
great,
yung
but
leaf na maibibigay.
maybe
So,
you
dalawa na siguro yung maximum
Caterpillar
per bamboo. Tapos
to
yung
adjust
leafy,
or
dapat
balance
apat na
the
leads
card,
na yung i-consume
it will be
para makuha yung maximum
card
damage.
that I never seen ranked and
Bumagal lang pero malakas pa rin. Yung nakikita ko topaz pa rin ang
Oh, yeah, for
sobrang
sure.
lakas.
Definitely, it'll be on our radar.
Nakikita
and,
ko lang naman.
We'll be keeping an eye on it. And as
Kasi yung
Zozo
na-nerf lang
shared
sa
a while
topaz,
ago, we're
yung
looking
square
if everything
teeth lang.
goes well to share these
Numerical
changes
lang,
with everyone for
numerical.
external testing on the main client in the esports mode. And all of your feedback will be very much appreciated when you send them our way. So if you yourself are a Thorny Caterpillar fan and manage to get some testing out there, definitely let us know how it goes.
Okay, thank you. Well, I know that only Caterpillar fan, but I never see that card on ranked match and was asking just like Swallow. It's a very good card, but no one uses.
Yeah. As mentioned a while ago, like in these changes, there is only so much we can do, and we try to keep these,
Idol
changes in the
Jeros
season
nandito.
to be as impactful as
Idol
possible.
Doy nandito.
So while we can't touch everything, we do eventually get there. So it's a continuous iterative process.
Yeah, I think you did a really great job with the mirrors. The mirrors are a great opportunity. I
Idol
mean, if I
Irvin
have
nandito.
a good Axie with an owl, just one owl, now I can turn this Axie into a competitive Axie with you have red mirror, blue mirror, green mirror. It's one of the best changes I ever seen in Axie Origins. Thank
Hey,
you.
thanks for
I'm
that
sure
feedback.
Jasper's-
That's really good to hear.
Jasper's probably thrilled to hear that.
Oh yeah.
Lakas ng mirror, guys. Kahit basurang card, pwede mong lagyan ng mirror, lalakas, no?
Like, full credit to Jatser. The mirrors are his brainchild together with
Axie
the
Sensei
development
nandito.
team, so it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Parang gusto kong bumili ng topaz, guys. Check ko ngayong marketplace.
No more questions. We're gonna do cotton candy, super ween, and wrap this thing up. So let's.
Okay, irarap up na lang daw. Check natin yung marketplace mamaya, guys, kung ano yung mga nagmahal.
Hello? Hello, am I on?
Hey. Yeah, we can hear you, Cotton.
Hi,
Welcome
so
here.
I just have a question regarding Twin Tail. So since
Twin tail na naman, talagang maraming...
So if I play a Twin Tail, then Gecko, then play Twin Tail again, so does Twin Tail have the effect on my opponent's turn?
Hindi na kasi, na-limit na lang ng isa eh. Limit na lang yung twin tail ng isa.
Yeah, no, it won't. So the way limit works
Parang shield
is
na lang, parang shield.
cards that have the same name and the keyword limit will only activate that effect
Once.
up to the
Ay, yung
limit
limit na
specified.
sinabi,
So if
oo.
only your first twin tail will have any effect. In which case-
Vinokin Lods na nerf. Walang nerf si Binoki. Kaya goods na goods.
If it already happened.
1 energy cost na yung lamb.
No,
Wala
no,
naman,
it's-
idol.
the
Parehas
limit
pa rin.
is on
Parehas pa rin yung
the number
lamb.
of times you can activate the effect.
Nabuff yung anemone. Oh, nabuff yung anemone. Meron na siyang ambush. Pwede kang tumira sa
Thank you.
harap or sa likod.
Okay, and the final question is gonna be, you're the lucky one. Hope it's a good one. Super ween, come on down.
May last question pa.
You've been invited.
Kaso lang before mabunot mga goo, nakapag 4 energies ka na. Oo nga eh. So di nila masyado nagmamatter ang energy fragments, lalo na pag nakapag 4 energy. So farm in pointy
I've
anymore.
got a question for Jasser. Jasser, which change are you most excited for?
Bleed sa akin, idol.
Excited for.
Magkakaroon na
How
ng
the
bleed sa meta.
Regarding
Tagal na nating
energy
hinihintay
burst,
yung
like,
bleed eh.
How the teams adapt to the energy burst. That's what I'm most excited for.
Oh,
Like,
tas
even,
yung energy burst,
like,
maganda
The
rin.
game felt a lot faster and like engaging to me. Like internally while we were testing, right? So,
Topaz. Parang gusto kong mag-topaz, Lods, no? Tas bleed, ang dami kong gustong bilhin, guys. Pera na lang
Yeah, I
kulang.
absolutely agree. I think the pacing of the game, together with the energy burst changes, the option for saving 1 energy to bump up that ramp a little bit, and together with the 45 seconds, it's really gonna kick everyone's brains in an overdrive, and hopefully make the game more exciting and engaging, and a little bit less calculated, you know. So definitely agree with you there. I think Super Ween jumped onto stage and then just disappeared. So I saw him for a little second there.
All right. Well, I promised one more question. We're getting one more question. You know what that means?
Hindi natatapos yung one more
We got a
question.
lucky one.
Jale Joe _GC.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, hello, Kaku friend.
Hello.
Welcome here, dude.
Thank you guys, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to a question. Basically, my question is, Oranda now is doing 5 dispels, yeah?
That's correct.
Yep.
Yeah. Small buff.
Okay. What about Kuko? It's gonna be like how many times is gonna be dispelled by Oranda?
Bala ko pa man din mag-leafy. Malakas pa rin naman leafy, Lods. Bumagal lang, bumagal. Pero malakas pa rin yan. Imagine, dalawang bamboo sa turn 2. Malakas pa rin naman, idol.
Okay, it's just because it's more than one. It's gonna be a big.
Yeah. A lot detrimental for. Yep.
Yeah. But that was my main question, and I would like to ask you, if I can, if it would be possible, think about change the damage on Kuko to 85 as Therastes and Kingfisher does. I mean, it's a card that
Hindi
it
ba
can be
yan
very
intended
easy to
talaga
spell.
yan? Ano ba sabi ni Idol Ral? Yung
And
Endless
I think-
Anger may
I don't
bug
know,
kapag konti na
I
lang
guess
HP ng Axie na may EA tapos
my opinion,
mamamatay
but I
na sa
think, it
poison
would be a
tapos
big
pa
move
Fury na.
for
Makakakuha pa rin ng
maybe
1
you can
energy
see
yung
more,
matitirang
Kuko
Axie.
teams in
Oh,
the
parang
meta.
intended kasi 'di ba yung
In the top.
tawag dito, mas mauna
It's
yata
a
magpo-proc yung Fury
consideration,
bago yung
and we can
poison.
share it
Parang
definitely
ganun.
with the design team. Some of them are actually listening to this chat as well. So you can yeah, definitely
Balak
your
ko
words are
din
reaching them.
bumilang Leafy kaso pera lang din ang kulang. Same, pares
Okay,
tayo,
thank you,
Idol.
thank you guys. Thank you.
Yun lang naman yung problema eh. Okay, nagra-wrap
Yeah,
up
for
na
sure.
sila.
And I mean, and like easy stuff like that is something that can definitely just be like kind of shoot in if it's
Medyo
you know,
maganda, maganda yung mga balance
well,
change, no?
thought out.
Maraming buff.
Okay.
Kanina pa tong lamok na to, guys.
last
Grabe.
question, okay? 'Cause
Sinisip-sip
Superman
yung
is
dugo ko.
I didn't want to rug him.
Ang ibig sabihin nun, guys, magme-meta yung bleed dahil sa lamok na to.
Let's close it out.
Pangitain. Okay, mag-wrap up
Hey,
sila.
come on.
Hello, my friend. Yes, sir.
Alright.
May tanong pa?
Okay. Thanks guys for having me. I have some few concerns.
Paano mag-join sa
about,
Discord? Dun sa Axie-infinity Discord, Idol.
30 set.
Tawag dito?
Because,
pumunta ka sa
as you said earlier,
Twitter
if
ng
I'm
Axie-infinity
correct,
or dun sa
Smooth
website ng
almost
Axie-infinity.
same amount of feathers,
May link dun
does
ng
double
Discord.
damage. Am I correct?
Shoutout kay Idol
the
Ben's
change
Infinity.
the change to Feathered Dagger is that now the base attack has increased to 10 from 5, but then we've also added the ambush mechanic. So now, previously you were only you were forced to target whichever opponent was closest to you, but now you have the option of targeting the furthest as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Because before, as the players can remember, that with the
Thanks,
right
Idol.
amount of
Welcome,
buffs,
Lods.
these feather daggers actually do a lot of damage. And now, what if the Axie, which uses feather descent, suddenly pops their the feather gaining cards after playing most of the cards in their hand, which then makes a lot of room for those feather daggers. And what if those feather daggers deal more damage than they
Hindi
do?
kasi na-limit nga yung
Feather
bilang
Descent
ng
was
feathers.
updated. It was in the previous slides. You can
Hindi
check them out.
nakikinig na naman sa Twitcher si Idol.
The link that Jatster shared, but then just to run through it really quickly, it
Nilimit
still
yung
provides you 2
pagbigay.
feathers per turn, and on your turn, if you reach 10 feathers,
Yeah.
you'll receive a total of 3 feather daggers and
3 na lang.
lose 3 feathers in the process. And on top of that, we've thrown in that the Axie with feather descent, their feather daggers will deal 2 hits.
Yeah, right. That's nice to know. Thank you. And
Daming hindi nakikinig kay
if I may,
teacher, ah.
I want to have a short response to Mr. Chuck, sir. I think sustain is still. I think sustain is still viable. So because Axie in general should be a counter. There should be a counter to each team, right? Which makes Origins sort of a
Yeah.
RPS.
Pero hindi
in a
yun yung
way, but
issue. Yung
it
issue kasi yung
instead
Blood
of
Moon,
Axie
Idol.
class, like in V2, right? So
Hindi kasi nagigets eh. Hindi nyo nagigets kasi. Yung bleed yung issue doon, Lods. Dapat yung bleed yung baguhin yung
just add
ng
little,
tawag dito.
utilize more cleanse or
i-rework
sages
nila
to
yung
the shield cards,
Blood Moon.
to somehow deal with the death marks. So I guess that's just my opinion, and thank you for having me.
That's a fair opinion to have, and I think we'll
Yeah.
definitely see how it plays out.
Wala namang may galit sa sustain eh.
Alright, that concludes all.
Okay lang naman yan. Kasi tayo naman, sinusurrender agad natin. Hindi na natin nila kinakalaro yung mga sustain. Kaya fast games pa rin.
But real quick, so Jatster,
Ang issue lang kasi yung Blood Moon.
It can be anything, something you're excited about, something you're working on. Let's just end with the closing thought.
Yan, closing
Yeah,
na.
like
Nice.
as I mentioned earlier, like regarding the energy burst. So now, like previously, when you reached your second burst, that's when you drew your extra card, right? But now you get it after the first burst, and
Oo nga, may
that
extra card na rin
helps
pala
you
guys pag
so
nag-energy
much in
burst.
multiple
Sobrang lakas.
games, like across all the archetypes. And there's a lot of key
Tawa
cards
si Chuck.
that after testing we felt like, okay, they're still good, but now there's a new way to play them. So what I'm
Bakit?
most
Ano bang
excited
sabi ni
about
Chuck?
is like seeing people, figure out like theorycraft and figure out those stuff.
Sabi
Yeah,
dito
I
guys,
wanna
so
see if, like,
hindi pa
people can
final,
theorycraft and
tinetest
figure
pa,
those
sabi
new
ni
things
Jotster.
out.
Internal testing is still on
That's what I'm
progress.
most excited about to see. What about you, Hill?
Bakit Chuck versus Win? Ano ba? Ano ba sabi ni Chuck?
Yeah, no, definitely. And just to chime in on what Jaster is saying, I think something that players will definitely be able to experience is like there's just this excitement of being able to kind of, for lack of better words, break the game. And a lot of these changes might seem small, but then definitely all it takes is someone to figure out something cool, and then that's all it takes to create like a new archetype or a new deck or a new strategy. And like with the whole idea of like infinite opportunities, that's definitely something we love to see. And sometimes players do tend to feel like we're kind of just laying out these breadcrumbs and kind of forcing you to play teams the way we expect you to, but it's really not the case. We're always thrilled to see the cool things that players figure out with these tools that we provide them, and ultimately it's really just identifying the different problems that we've experienced in the previous seasons and iterating on making the game feel better, play better, and be overall more enjoyable and balanced. So, as just to reiterate again, external testing in a week, hopefully, if everything
In a
goes
week
well,
daw, guys,
and
in a week.
for as long as it's necessary. And you can expect more changes to come through, depending on what we see. And but that's it. So just heed the disclaimer, be responsible. A lot of you are just gonna ignore this anyway, but then the disclaimer's out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Closing na, closing.
Even like internal testing is still going on, and by the time like the patch makes to production,
Sana,
in case,
1
like,
week lang daw
there's
guys, 1
something we
week.
find that
Pwede
it's
pa
not
tayong mag-farm
intended
ng
and
SLP.
could harm the like balance and meta, you might expect some changes.
So most probably
Yeah, let's
27
see.
September.
Be careful.
Next week.
Awesome. My closing thought, I mean, obviously there's a lot to take in terms of balance. I do what I always do. I just let all the expert and pros, the meat values out there and the spam and rices figure it out, and I just kind of replicate a little bit. But I think what I'm most excited for is, and this is definitely kind of a pitch to what's coming next, is the next Town Hall, which will be to talk about all the stuff we didn't talk about this time.
May
which
next
is
Town Hall
making
pa daw,
the
guys.
AXS changes. How are we restructuring that?
AXS rewards changes.
Progression changes. Are there going to be
Progression
crafting
changes.
If you wanna
Crafting
hear all
changes,
about the
meron
stuff
din.
That doesn't happen in battle, then make sure
Sige,
you
sige.
join Cruise
Check
and I.
natin yan.
We will be on Twitter with the date. I mean, we'll give you guys all the information on Twitter, so
Okay.
just be ready. But mark your calendar for somewhere about early-ish October. So that's when you guys can get all that.
Early this
information.
October?
Look forward to
Akala ko
that.
next week na yung
All this
release.
balance stuff, see what happens. I hope we can open up new metas. I hope we can see
Huh?
more things work that we haven't seen with scaling or bleed or just things we didn't
Akala ko
see.
next week na yung next season.
Yeah.
Or baka next week i-release sa esports tapos meron pa.
All of this will be on YouTube. In case
So
you
most
missed it,
probably
tell your friends to
early
watch it.
October pa yung
Let's
season
continue all these
6.
discussions on Twitter. Make sure you guys
Ngek.
all tag Hale, of
Medyo
course,
matagal,
and just rip him about all your thoughts.
Kasi sabi nila early October daw eh.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. All right,
Thank you,
guys. Thanks
everybody.
for
Or baka
joining.
sa season
This was
7, no?
a-
Pwede rin.
shout out to
Sa
everyone.
season 7 nila i-implement. Okay, tapos na
Okay.
guys. Tapos na. Nice, nice.
Guys.
Okay, nice. Okay, so i-play natin yung music natin. Wait lang guys. Okay, so tapos na guys, no, yung Town Hall. Magkwan muna tayo. Wiwi break muna, no. Saglit lang. Ihi lang ako guys, naihi ako. So abang-abang lang kayo dyan guys. Bubunutin natin yung mananalo sa pag-giveaway ni Idol GH ngayon din, no. Ngayon din before tayo mag-end. So ihi muna ako guys, no. Tapos balik tayo sa pag-giveaway. Okay, wait lang guys, wait lang. Okay. We're back. Okay, so ngayon guys, so yun yung yung tawag dito, Townhall. Siguro tawag dito, maghanap siguro kami nila Axie Sensei tas GH ng araw siguro. Para ma-discuss natin ng isa-isa. Let's see. Okay. So ngayon, punta tayo sa pag-giveaway ni Idol GH, no. Pero ano muna yung mga comment nyo guys, no? Ano muna yung mga comment nyo tungkol dun sa bagong updates, no? Parang nakikita ko dun is na-nerf is yung Leafy. Na-nerf yung Leafy guys, no? Tapos yung Topaz, slight nerf lang naman. Mas na-nerf yung Leafy kaysa Topaz. Tapos tawag dito, natanggal na yung Moon Stamp guys, natanggal. So safe na maglagay ng main damage dealer sa gitna. Tulad nila Momo, tulad ng Triple Owl. Safe na yan guys. Down ba marketplace? Hindi ko alam Idol eh. Dapat Soulstar tagos na yan sa armor. Sabi ni Idol Jose. So shoutout sa mga nakatambay, no? Hindi pa umaalis. Thank you guys ha. Thank you sa pagtambay sa stream natin. 50 million viewers. Welcome mga lods. Idol, pa-recap yung cards. Pwede naman. Check natin isa-isa. Saglit bago tayo magpa-giveaway. Kasi may pupuntan din ako guys eh. Saglitin natin. So punta tayo dito sa... Asan na yun? Bakit nawala? Ay, nandito pala tayo sa BCH. Dito pala dapat. Sa Axieinfinity. Tapos... Asan na yun? View only chat. View only. Bakit wala? Ito. View only chat. Kita nyo ba? Okay, so ito yung mga balance change guys, no? Puntahan natin. Buksan natin sa Brave browser. Okay, saglit lang natin tignan. Tapos siguro sa next video na natin isa-isain, no? Next video na. Okay, wait lang. Share ko lang yung screen natin. Window Brave. Okay. Okay, so eto guys, no? I-close ko muna yung Discord. Para hindi bumagal yung laptop ko. Okay, so eto guys, no? Eto. Ano to? Posibleng maging... Okay, so eto. Nasaan na tayo? So eto yung bago, no? Hindi ko na isa-isain guys, no? So eto yung bago. Sabi nila Ja daw yung pronunciation dito. Si Sia. Bisto. Tapos yung pangalawang starter, si Bing. Beast din siya. Na medyo mid-range, no? Support na beast tong mga to guys. So tignan nyo na lang dun sa link, no? Tignan nyo na lang. So yung inaasahan natin ngayong season, ang ilalabas nila is yung Jinx or yung Curse na free Axie. Diniscuss din yun ni Idol Aoka dun sa stream niya. Dun sa huling stream niya, no? Ang akala natin is yung Jinx yung lalabas. Pero nagulat tayo, may mga bagong starter Axie. Hindi pa natin nakikita yung itsura ng mga to. So parang ano to, parang antena, no? Na bilog. Parang maganda yung pagkaka-design na ito. Okay, so tignan nyo na lang guys. Tignan nyo. So si Ja, na merong parang ang ganda talaga ng mga bagong design, no, ng mga runes and charms tapos cards. Ang ganda, oh, parang leveled up siya na Fury, no. Parang leveled up na Endless Anger. Parang gusto kong i-collect to just for the collection value, no. Ang angas kasi ng itsura eh. Tapos itong pangalawa is si Bing, okay. Tapos yung pangatlo is si Baba. Parang ang nakita ko lang na napalitan dito is meron ng +1 rage yung Persimmon. Parang yun lang yung nakikita ko. Okay, next is eto, ambush. Meron ng ambush, target the closest or furthest. Meron lang nilagay na text para sa ambush. Tapos cleanse, dispel. Yung turn timer guys, 45 seconds na lang. Dati siyang 60 seconds. Yung free to keep, wala nang free keep yung player 2 guys, no. So siguro balik turn 1 meta tayo ngayon. Tapos eto yung tawag dito, malaking change ngayon, energy fragments. From 15 energy burst. Sa dati 15 yung energy burst and 15 energy fragments. Ngayon 12 energy fragments na lang ang kailangan guys para mag-energy burst, no. So yung energy burst sa mga kakaumpisa pa lang, makakakuha ka ng extra 1 energy, permanent 1 energy, no. Tapos meron pang additional na +1 na draw card, no, card draw. So sobrang lakas na mag-energy burst ngayon. So mapapaisip ka kung magko-cotton tail ka or energy burst na lang. Okay. Next is Rage text lang yata to. Fury text lang yata. Ay, yung Fury ngayon guys, meron na ring +1 card draw. Feather, text lang yata to. Ay, hindi. Yung Feather is allied axis na may Feather. Nakakadagdag siya dun sa pag-scale up ng damage, no? So, hindi lang yung Feather ng bumato. Lahat na, pati mga allied axis. Yung Bleed is 12 HP na lang. Kasi dati is 15 HP. Pero as we can see, or makikita natin mamaya, yung nakita natin kanina, yung mga bleed cards is na buff, no? So, maliit lang na nerf to, yung bleed. Makikita nyo mamaya. Death Mark is 12 din na pure power, ay pure damage. Tapos, per energy cost of the attack, same lang, 12. So, dati 15 din to, ginawang 12. Tapos, Cleanser, prevent 1 stock. Tapos Snake Jar is shield na to guys. Shield na. Okay, next. Ito na yung mga cards. Goo. Hindi na siya 1 cost, no? So, meron dito. Depende na kung ang ibabawas is yung energy fragment or yung energy. Depende na lang sa player. Makikita nyo yan. Tapos Feather Dagger. Meron na ring ambush yung Feather Dagger guys. Sobrang lakas. So, pwede nyo tirahin yung front or yung back. Bahala kayo. Tapos, ito yung pinaka inaabangan natin. Forest Breath. Is meron na siyang tawag dito. Ano na yung nabago dito sa Forest Breath? Yung Forest Wrath meron ng ambush. So safe na yung mid, no? Very safe na yung mid. Likod na lang at harap ang pwede niyang itira. Dito sa Forest Wrath naman, merong cleanse to anong tawag dito? Tawag dito, kapag walang debuff, siya ka lang gagana yung Forest Breath. So, halimbawa, merong poison yung kalaban, tapos nag-Forest Breath ka, hindi siya makakatulog, no? Hindi siya makakatulog. So, dapat walang debuff, guys. Walang debuff. Yung Forest Breath. Okay, next is, yung mga cards na, ito na yung mga inaabangan natin. So, Confident, pwede bang palakihin to? Pwede palang palakihin, eh. Wait lang. Okay. So, Confident, attack any ally, +1 rage. So, yung cleanse niya, 2 na lang. Chubby naman, 6 bleed, guys. Grabe, 6 bleed. Grabe yung Chubby ngayon, na nerf. Ay, na buff. Yung Goda, wala na siyang void, guys. Tinanggal na daw yung void. Ito na nga lang yung may void, no? Sayang. Meron pa man din tayong triple void na triple anemone, no? Wala nang kwenta. Gu na lang, gu. Sayang, lakas pa man din ng void. Tinanggal. Siguro pinaghahandaan to sa mga ilalabas pa na ibang cards, no? Or starter axis. Sayang tong void. Ang ganda pa naman ng effect ng void. Okay, next is nyan. 6 bleed din. Little branch, +1 rage. Ito Arco, guys. Attack all enemies. Detect 1. Pero 25 damage na lang siya. Makaka-detect na siya ng 1. Ay, makaka-attack na siya ng all enemies ngayon. Jaguar, 6 bleed din. Tapos Risky Beast, 30 damage, guys. Tapos 3 bleed na lang. Hindi na hex, no? Bleed na lang siya. Parehas niya yung Risky Fish, no? Bleed din, makikita nyo mamaya. Bleed na rin siya. So, parang wala nang identity yung mga risky cards, no? Parang pare-parehas na lang. Check natin yan sa in-game. Shiba naman, 1 rage to allied axis. +1 rage per 25 HP. This axis is missing. So, ginawang 140 lang yata to. Kasi 120 dati. If I'm not mistaken, no? So, i-check nyo na lang, guys. Wala kasing side-by-side, eh. Check na lang natin kung may side-by-side next time. Next is Gerbil. Attack all enemies. Detect 1. So, yun. Next is plant cards. Ito, guys, yung Leafy. Sa mga nagtatanong, no? Leafy. 18 damage siya. Consume up to 4 leaf na, idol. 4 na dahon na yung kailangan. Hindi na 3. Randomly deal 3 hits plus 8 damage per leaf consume. So, sa mga nagsasabi na hindi na nerf yung Leafy, eto guys, na nerf siya. 4 na dahon na. So, yung example nito, para makita nyo yung tawag dito, para may idea kayo, is yung Believer, guys, no? Ang laking bawas nung isang, ang laking tawag dito, factor nung bawas ng isang energy. Rage, isang rage, no, sa damage. So, ganun din dito siguro. Makikita natin in-game. Tapos, yung Bamboo Spear naman, +1 leaf. +1 leaf per other spear cards in your deck to allied spear card owners, guys. So, sabi dito kanina, yung makakahawak na lang daw ng yung nakahawak na lang daw ng Bamboo Spear, yun na yung mas maraming marireceive na leaf, no? Kasi sabi dito, plus 1 leaf per card to other allied, sabi dito, to allied spear card owner. So sabi dito, yung nakakatanggap na lang daw ng 3 dahon, yung pagkakaintindi ko yung nagbato ng bamboo spear. Yung mga kasama niya is 2 dahon na lang maximum. Pero malakas pa rin to, guys, malakas. Binalance lang naman, binalance lang. Tapos yung beach, 80 na lang yung damage. Lose 15% of current HP, deal bonus damage, 2 times HP loss, initial detect 4. Tapos yung rosebud cleanse, apply 10 cleanser, guys, 10, 10. Bidence, apply cleanse 8, wala na yung maki-cleanse niya, plus 2 leaf. Shield allies, plus 3 cleanser naman yung mint. Cut tail, eto 3 taunt na siya, guys, 3 taunt. Dati is 4 taunt siya. Okay, next tayo, aqua. Eto, bleed din kung makikita nyo, guys, no? Risky fish, bleed na rin. So, parang parehas lang dun sa risky beast, no? Ang corny, walang identity yung risky fish tapos risky beast. Parehas lang siya. So, pwede nyong gawin dito, guys, risky fish yung mouth nyo, tapos risky beast yung likod nyo. Para suicide, no? Para suicide. Meron ka ng bleed sa sarili mo. Okay, tapos si Slug, meron na ring ambush, likod or harap, pwede mong tirahin. Oranda Dispel 5. Eto, guys, anemone, 2 anemone. Meron na ring ambush, pwede mong tirahin yung likod or yung harap. Okay, so na-buff yung anemone natin. Koi naman, meron ding ambush, guys, harap or likod, consume up to 2 bubble, deal 15% splash damage, guys, no? Tapos 145 damage. Hindi ko maalala kung na-buff ba na naman yung damage niya. Pero meron ng splash damage, guys. Meron ng splash damage yung koi natin. Okay, next is owl. Parehas lang yung triple owl. Pero may ambush na rin, likod or harap. Sobrang lakas. Trump, meron na ring ambush. Feather spear. Deal 2 hits plus 1 feather per other. Parang yung sa bamboo lang din to. Parang sa bamboo lang. Kestrel. Ito, guys, winghorn. Randomly deal 4 hits. Dati 3 hits lang to. So sobrang sakit ng winghorn. Next is ambush, consume up to 3 feather. Deal 4 hits plus 1 hit per feather consumed. Next is reptile. Ano ba yung reptile dito? Scaly spear, parang ganun din sa bamboo. Parang ganun lang din. Scaly spoon, 70. Bleed, ito 6 times. Dispel 6 times. Bleed 6 times. Tapos yung gila, attack all enemies, plus 3 damage per poison stock on the target. So hindi ko ma-confirm kung na-buff ba to or na-nerf. Paki-check na lang, side by side comparison, no? Tapos snake jar, hindi na siya heal, guys, shield na siya. Okay, next is eto, square teeth, consume up to 60 shield, bonus damage 50% of the consumed shield. So medyo na nerf to, konti lang. Next is garish worm, meron na siyang initial, guys, kung gusto nyo mag-discard ng card. Tapos buzz. Ito, 3 taunt din. 3 taunt yung Tapos ito yung pinag-uusapan kanina, twin tail. Meron na siyang limit na isa. So, hindi ka na pwedeng maglagay ng maraming twin tail. Tapos, maraming madi-discard, no? Isa na lang yung limit ng twin tail. Okay, so yun yung sa mga cards. Ito naman sa mga runes. Blunt teeth. Ni-rework yung blunt teeth. Dominant predator. Ito, pangolin scale, guys. Pwede ka nang maglagay ng shield sa pangolin scale. Pwede na. Giant Bubble, Sturdy Fighter, Adaptive Program. Paki-check na lang, guys, no? Binibilisan kasi natin para sa giveaway. Pero makikita nyo dito sa link na to, nasa Discord. Okay, tapos Rejuvenate, Healing Force, parang na-buff daw to. I-check na lang natin. Heaven's Echoes, Regenerator, Feather Descent, Brutal Claw. Parang most of these, guys, is text. Text lang yung binago dito. So, ito yung sinasabi nila kanina na mirror cards, no? Green mirror, red mirror, blue mirror. So, sa green mirror, heal 60. Red mirror, 70. Attack. Blue mirror is shield 65. So, merong exile tong mga to, guys. So, pwede nyong ilagay sa mga basurang card. Magkakaroon na sila ng value. Ganun yung pagkakaintindi ko. Hindi pa naman kasi natin nakikita in actual gameplay. So, ganun pa rin ganun yung pagkakaintindi ko. Tapos, Black Sage, guys. Pwede nang ilagay sa multi-hit or sa AoE. Pwede na ilagay yung Black Sage. Okay, tas finally, tinanggal nila yung Moon Stamp, guys. Tumatawa yung Earth Stamp, no? Yung Earth Stamp yung walang kwenta, tapos yung natanggal is yung Moon Stamp. So safe na safe yung mga nasa mid axis nyo, guys. Safe na safe yan. Sina Momo, sina GM Triple Nut, yan, safe na safe yan. Tawag dito. Triple owl, safe na safe yan guys. Sunstamp, meron ng ambush, likod or harap. Sobrang ganda nito. Energy drink M, 25% stats. 50 yata to dati, 50 ba? Tapos merong exile, merong exile na yung energy drink M. Magkakaroon ng exile yung card. Ito mantis. Ito hindi mo na malalagay sa pwede mong ilagay dun sa square teeth, pero wala kang madi-discard, no? Kasi discard 1 random card per energy cost. Yung cost kasi ng square teeth is 0, so wala ka nang madi-discard dun. So kapag nilagay mo to sa 1 cost na energy card, ay 1 cost na card, attack card lang siya guys 1 cost na attack card, makaka-discard ka ng isa. Kapag sa 2 cost naman, dalawa yung madi-discard mo. Okay, red sage. Kapag sa 0, wala kang madi-discard. Okay, tapos red sage guys. 20% stats na siya, cleanse 2, bonus cleanse. 2 bonus cleanse on single target, sabi dito guys. Okay, so yun. Basa muna tayo ng chat bago tayo pumunta sa giveaway. Ang dami Thank you guys, hindi pa kayo maalis. Okay lang Leafy kasi may ibang option sila mag-generate ng leaves. Oo nga. 4 lang naman, isang leaf lang naman, isang dahon. Imagine nyo, 2 bamboo, kuha nyo na agad yun Kuha na agad, no? So medyo goods pa rin sa Leafy tas Topaz, no? Parang gusto nating bumili ng Leafy tas Topaz. Pera na lang kulang guys, pera na lang. Okay, so sorry guys kung nagmamadali ako May pupuntahan pa kasi. Okay, so ngayon punta tayo sa pag-giveaway ni Idol GH guys. Punta tayo sa pag-giveaway ni Idol GH. Okay, punta tayo sa YouTube. Punta tayo sa pag-giveaway ni Idol GH. Ay, dapat sa Brave browser pala. YouTube tayo. Dun sa Gwapo nga sa'yo syempre. Sa Brave browser to guys kaya hindi kita. Gwapo nga sa'yo. Okay, so yun gwapong gwapo. Okay, so punta tayo dito sa videos, dun sa pinaka latest na video niya. Okay, so eto guys Okay, so eto yung latest na video ni Idol Gwapo nga sa'yo. Kita nyo ba? Okay, so eto, Casual Players Wood Gaming Mouse Giveaway, sabi dito. So yung kwan dito ni Idol GH, yung tawag dito, requirement niya is mag-comment kayo guys ng tawag dito, ng related dun sa topic niya or dun sa tanong niya. Kasi tanong niya dito sa huli kung ano pa yung ibang maa-advise nyo sa casual players. So sa mga nanood dito, maraming advice si Idol GH dito na pwedeng gawin ng mga casual players para magkaroon ng value or ma-maximize nila yung tawag dito, ma-maximize nila yung game, ma-maximize nila yung tawag dito, potential ng game kapag casual players. So tingin tayo ng example guys so pwede pa kayong humabol hanggang hindi pa natin naumpisan. So example guys, sabi dito Idol Nushia, example lang to guys sabi dito, important tip. So magbibigay kayo ng tip para dun sa casual gamers. So dati sabi ni Idol GH dapat kasali yung hashtag sana all warning, pero sabi niya dun sa Discord kanina is kahit hindi na. So ipapakita ko lang sa inyo yung chat namin na Idol GH na binigyan ako ng permission guys, para klaro lang. Ipapakita ko lang yung Discord para safe lang tayo, safe. Baka sabihin nyo ba't ako yung nagpapamigay So binigyan tayo ng permission na Idol GH. Tignan natin. Wait lang, medyo mabagal si PLDC. Okay, basa nga muna tayo ng sample bago natin hintayin si Discord na magbukas. So sabi na Idol Nushia dito, important tip para sa Axie players, double check kung anong dapat mong unahin na target na Axie ng kalaban. Mahirap kayo harapin ang kalaban, lalo na kung walang taunt or cleanse. Kahit Gecko Eyes lang isa sa mga Axies na meron ka. Okay, so magandang tip to guys maganda. So dapat i-check nyo kung ano yung ipaprioritize nyo na titirahin guys, depende sa situation. Okay, next tip tayo kay Idol Romy Medina 671. Tips regarding crafting, huwag munang mag-craft using SLP. Tama, use moon shards only. Ipunin muna ang SLP, then ipambili na lang ng most important runes and charms na team comp mo. Pwede Then you can use SLP to craft for extra charms. Iwas stress din yon sa crafting pag puro walang kwenta na kukuha. Magandang tip to. Tapos tignan natin itong tip ni LCRREN kung sino man to. Sabi ni Idol LCRREN, napakagandang tip. Kahit anong mangyari, wag umiyak. Casual players lang tayo. Wala tayong karapatang umiyak. Napakagandang tip nito guys. Sa mga bagong players ng Axie-infinity, no? Pwede nyong sundin itong tip na Idol LCRREN. Yung ibig sabihin dito sa pag-iyak, yung mga nagpo-post sa Twitter, no? Mga pro lang yung may karapatan doon, guys, mga pro. Hindi naman tayo pro, casual players lang tayo. So dapat wag tayong umiyak. Shoutout kay Idol LCRREN, no? Merong 2 nag-like. I-like din natin. Okay. So parang ganun, guys, no? So parang ganun yung mga ba't nawala? Control Shift T. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, no, para ibalik nyo yung na-delete nyo na tab, Control Shift T, guys. Control Shift T. Okay, balik tayo. Asan na tayo? Okay, ito last. Sabi ni Idol Christian, as a casual player, I play 5 times a day lang on the first week of era. Tinatapos ko lang yung mga missions, then kapag malapit na matapos ang current era, dun ako nag-grind. I'm using Nutcracker team, no? Parang sa Idol GH. So parang ganito lang yung gawin nyo, guys, no? Maglagay kayo ng tips para sa casual players, guys. Take note, casual players, no? Dapat yung makabuluhan, guys, ha. So ako, sabi ni Idol GH, ako na daw yung magdi-decide kung makabuluhan yung sagot nyo. Okay? So sa akin nakasalalay yung tawag dito pagka panalo nyo, no? Sa akin nakasalalay kung tatanggapin ko. Okay, so ito yung chat namin na Idol GH. Nasa BCH. Wait lang. Pakita natin. Discord. Okay, so ito. Nasa BCH. Tapos hanapin natin si Idol GH. Dun. Ang dami nang nag-chat, ah. Okay, so ito yung shinare natin kanina. So ibig sabihin malapit na tayo. Okay, so ito, guys. Sabi dito. Sabi ni Idol GH dito, gusto mo bunutin sa stream mo yung winner ng 500 Gcash? Kita nyo ba? Okay. Gcash sa content ko, LCRREN, YouTube, comment, picker mo lang, sabi dito. So binigyan tayo ng permission. Pwede, sige, sabi ko dito. Yung latest video mo, diba, dapat may sana all warning. Tinanong ko kung dapat may sana all warning hashtag. Kahit wala na daw, kahit wala ng hashtag, basta related. Basta related, guys, yung comment nyo. Kung kinoment nyo dun, kung yung ulam nyo is munggo, hindi pwede yun, guys, hindi pwede. Pero kung sinabi nyo dun, as a casual player, kumain kayo ng munggo para tumalino kayo sa decision making. Iko-consider ko yun, guys. Ako naman yung pipili, sa pagtira ng mga cards. Pwede yun. Sige, pananalunin ko self ko, sabi ko dito. Kasi yung iba nagka-problema. Sige. Okay, so eto, guys, binigyan tayo, klarong-klaro, binigyan tayo ng permission ni Idol GH, no? Okay, so balik tayo dito. Balik tayo sa Brave browser. Brave browser. Okay, so eto na, guys, ang problema dito, first time ko gagamit ng YouTube picker, no? So parang duck race lang to, pag-aralan natin. Okay, so punta tayo ngayon. So dito lang sa comment, guys, ha. Habol na habang wala pa. So i-refresh ko to mamaya. Punta tayo sa YouTube picker. Okay. So ito bang una or yung pangalawa? Siguro itong una, no, kasi yun naman yung pinakaunang lumabas. Okay, so basa muna tayo ng chat, guys. So kung nandyan si Idol GH, dito ko ba bubunutin, GH? Dito ba? Kasi isa lang yung mananalo, eh. Okay, basa muna tayo ng chat. Nandyan ba si Idol GH? Wala yata, no? Okay, so bahala na tayo. Bahala na tayong pumili. Pwede rin pang counter sa Leafy na mawala yung dahon. Black Sage, Arco sa Poison. Oo nga, pwede. Okay, so shoutout sa mga nandito pa, nakatambay. Bunutin na natin yung mananalo, guys, no? So trial muna tayo. Pag-aralan muna natin tong Twitter picker, no? Pag-aralan muna natin. So for example dito sa YouTube ni Idol GH, YouTube video link. Try muna natin to, guys, ha. Try lang to. Trial lang muna to. Add comment replies, filter duplicate users. Tapos naka premium yan. Number of winners, show random names. Naka-premium kasi itong mga to eh. So, okay na yan. Ano to? Okay, so check natin. Bakit ayaw? Add YouTube link, select YouTube giveaway settings, select raffle and result settings. Press get YouTube comments. Press start. Wala namang press start. Ay, isusolve pa to. Sorry, ay, CAPTCHA pala to. 6 plus 5, 11. CAPTCHA pala yun, guys. Amount of unique comments, 37, guys. 37. Press start to select a winner. Paano? Ay, eto yung start. Okay. Press start to select a winner. Create certificate and share results, sabi dito. So, eto guys, is trial lang, no? So, currently, merong tayong 37. So, i-refresh ko to mamaya. So, to clarify lang, guys, trial muna to, no? Trial muna to, no? Okay, so basa muna tayo ng chat. GGG, Duck Ray, sabi ni Idol Maro. Yung pag-giveaway to na Idol GH, Idol Maro. Okay, so check lang natin kasi first time ko gamitin to. Okay, so start natin. Tignan natin yung nanalo sa trial natin. Yun, RJ Yap, no? So, for example, si Idol RJ Yap, yung nanalo, hindi pa siya, tawag dito, sigurado na winner, no? Babasahin muna natin yung comment niya. So, hanapin natin RJ Yap. Trial muna to guys, trial. Hanapin natin yung comment ni Idol RJ. RJ Yap. Okay, so eto. Sabi ni Idol RJ Yap, casual players uses Nutcracker hanggang Mystic na free Axie with free runes and charms na. Sana all warning pwede. Kung ako to, tatanggapin ko, no? Casual players, dapat gamitin lang daw Nutcracker. Tama nga naman to, para tipid, no? Para, tawag dito. Hindi ka na malulugi dito, no? For example, kakaumpisa mo pa lang, beginner, pwede mong gamitin to, Nutcracker. So sa akin, kasi binigyan naman tayo ng permission na Idol GH, pasok to sa akin, no? Pasok tong tip na to sa akin for casual players. Napakagandang simula yung Nutcracker kapag first time mo pa lang gumamit ng or naglaro ng Origins. Maganda yung Nutcracker for a starter team, no? Pwede. Okay, so yung ganun guys, ganun yung tawag dito. Ganun yung gagawin natin. So ngayon, mag-set tayo ng oras, 1:25 guys, 1:25. Magse-select na tayo ng mananalo. Or 1:30 na lang, sige 1:30 para makapagbasa pa ako ng comments niyo, no. Sige 1:30. Sa mga gustong humabol guys, bunot tayo ng 1:30. Okay, so punta lang kayo dito sa video ni Idol Guwapo Ngaseyo, hindi dun sa channel natin. Tapos mag-comment na kayo guys ng related tapos makabuluhan guys, makabuluhan. Kung ano ba yung mabibigay niyo na tips sa mga casual players guys. Okay? I-chat nyo lang dito guys, i-chat nyo. Okay, so 1:30. Wala nang hahabol pag 1:30. I-close ko na, no? I-close ko na. Tawag dito, bunot na tayo agad. So for now, basa muna tayo ng chat. Tapos inom muna tayo ng tubig. Okay, so habol-habol guys, 1:30. Kita na yung comment. Ay, kita ba? Hindi ko alam eh. Wait lang. Kita pala. Okay. Kita pala dito. First time ko kasi gumamit na ito, YouTube Picker. Bakit ganun? Sana all tapos Lexilor. Ay, hindi ko pala kilala yan guys. Sino ba yun? Clinic ko lang to. Biglang lumabas yung link. Okay, so ganun guys, kita dito. Pero i-confirm pa rin natin dito, no? Okay. Okay, huli pero hindi ko lang, no? Wala kayong nakita guys, wala kayong nakita, hindi ko nga kilala yung lumabas eh. Si Idol Silent Magic kasi pahamak. Kita na tuloy. Biglang may lumabas na babae. 1:30 Idol. 1:30. Basa muna ako ng chat guys 1:30. So pwede pa kayong mag-chat. Pwede pa kayong humabol, no? Isa lang yung mananalo guys. One winner. One lucky winner. So basa muna ako ng chat. Backread lang ako. Ito sabi ni Idol GH. Related comment lang, Lord, sabi dito. Dito sa YouTube mismo guys. Yung Paeng Ocampo, si Idol GH yan. Si Ren na magdi-decide kung related or hindi, sabi dito guys. So, sana hindi siya biased. No? Hindi ako biased. Sana hindi siya bias kagaya ni Blank, sabi dito. Okay, sabi dito, Idol Zoro, may nagbago sa Topaz, Lods. Balak ko kasing bumuo, sabi dito. Nasagot na natin, walang nagbago masyado sa Topaz. Yung Topaz na card, ganun pa rin. Yung Square Teeth lang. Numerical lang naman. Kailan Season 6? Hindi naman sinabi. Sabi 1 week daw eh. Pero sabi dun, meron daw pagbabago sa crafting. So, most probably, yung crafting siguro na yun, isa Season 7 siguro, no? Kasi sabi dun, early October eh. Early October daw, may magbabago sa crafting. So, either, kasi sabi nila, next week na yung Season 6 eh. Or baka next week nila i-release yung mga changes. Tapos, early October din yung Season 6, no? Hindi natin alam. Tignan lang natin. Tapos hindi pa final guys hindi pa final yung mga nirelease na balance changes, no. Itetest pa yan, itetest pa ngayong off-season. Tapos i-release. Okay, so 5 minutes guys, 5 minutes bago tayo bumunot ng winner. Lord, sabihin kaya nila dyan kung kailan Season 7. Nasagot na natin. Saan na tayo? Jeep yan. Si Idol tawag dito, Gio kanina, medyo maingay. Parang Cebu Pacific lang, laging delay. Idol James. Wala namang ginalaw sa Leafy. Nakita na natin. Shoutout kay Idol Breakboard PH. 1 energy cost na yung lamb. Hindi Idol. Walang nagbago sa lamb, no? Walang nagbago. 0 cost pa rin siya. Okay, bala ko pa naman mag-Leafy. Sabi dito na Idol Breakboard PH. Kaso pera lang din ang kulang. Parehas tayo. Gawin nila 440 max HP ng lahat para swak sa Blood Moon at di na gawing win condition ang Blood Moon. Diba LCRREN? Pwede rin. Ang nagiging issue kasi dito guys, nagiging win condition kasi yung Blood Moon, which is dapat hindi ganun. Yung win condition nyo is dapat nasa deck nyo mismo, no? Hindi dun sa Blood Moon, kasi yung purpose lang ng Blood Moon is pinapabilis niya lang yung game, pinapabilis niya lang niya. Yung nangyayari kasi sa ibang sustain na comps, yung Blood Moon is nagiging win condition. Pwede naman yung Tiny Fan sustain. Pwede rin yun. Win condition is yung Tiny Fan. Pwede rin yun. Basta wag lang yung Rise and Ruin, wag lang Forest Wrath. Ang daming shield, tas magfo-Forest Wrath ka lang, no? Pure damage yun eh. Daming pasabog, oo nga. Xavier Axelrad, shoutout. Down ba marketplace? Hindi natin alam. Siguro, baka may inaayos. Dapat Shoal Star, tagos yan sa armor, sabi dito na Idol Jose. We will be right back after this short break. Idol, pa-recap ng cards, na-recap na natin. Kaboses ni Gio, si Hale, tama. Up daw yung marketplace, Idol. Interesting, can't wait for Season 6, sabi ni Idol Silent Magic. Exit na ako, Lods. Ala pang tulog eh, may pasok pa mamaya. Good noon to all yun. Idol James, thank you sa pagtambay. Tristan, Nathan Balintag, shoutout. Winghorn buff, oo nga, 4 na hits na. Lakas na ng Winghorn ngayon, Idol. So, makakakita ba tayo ng AOE comeback? Okay, di ko makamove on sa Moonstomp yan kasi kalaban ko. Naalis yung Moonstomp, no? Tawang-tawa siguro yung Earthstomp. Yung Earthstomp yung dapat natawag dito. Katanggal-tanggal eh. Yung Moonstomp pa yung tinanggal. Twin-tail user sad, sabi ni Idol Doy. Okay lang Leafy kasi may ibang options sila mag-generate ng leaves. Tama si Idol Silent Magic. Kaya pala nasaktan yung mga twin-tail user. Ang daming umaariba kanina, no? Dun sa tawag dito, sa Q&A. Ang daming twin-tail user na umaariba eh. Black Sage, paano makasali sa giveaway? Nasabi na natin, Idol. Black Sage, arco sa poison, no? Pwede. Pwede rin counter sa Leafy. Mawawala yung dahon, no? Pwede. Arco dahon. Pwede. I-arco yung dahon. Kasi yung arco is lahat na ng axis, no? Lahat na ng kalaban pwedeng tirahin. Ganda ng Earth Stamp, plus 15% na. Ay, oo nga, no? Oo nga, pero random, no? Oo nga, plus 15% na. Nice. Joe Gratz Castello. Shoutout, Idol. So, yung Earth Stamp, guys, plus 15% na daw. Sabi ni Idol Joe Gratz. Kailangan present yung mananalo. Hindi naman, basta nag-comment ka, Idol Xavier. Basta nag-comment ka, tapos ipipin ko na lang dito yung mananalo, ipipin ko na lang dito sa video para makita sa replay, no? Halimbawa wala dito sa YouTube, tapos wala sa BCH or sa Twitter. Makikita pa rin dito sa video kung sinong nanalo. Kita na yung comment niya sa Picker Lods. G, haha, sino ba kasi si Lexilor? GG yun, Lods, sabi na Idol Kielo. Bistado tayo, Idol, bistado. Okay, 1 minute guys, 1:29. G, sa gulang may umaasa, air breathing na nerf. Oo nga eh. Yun, humabol, sabi ni Ozzy. Okay, 1 minute guys, no, pili na tayo. Pili na tayo after 1 minute. Okay. So kapag 1:30 guys, dito sa orasan ko, i-refresh ko to, tapos pipili na natin dito. So i-refresh ko lang yung Twitter, ay yung YouTube Picker guys. I-refresh lang natin yan, i-ready natin. So dito natin ilalagay yung link. I-check lang natin to. Add comment replies, filter duplicates. Tapos isa lang yung mananalo, show random names. Tapos add theme color, wag na. Tapos ito captcha pala to. Okay, so 1:30 na guys, no, i-refresh ko to. Okay, i-refresh ko to. Kita nyo ba sa OBS? Okay, kita nyo. So ni-refresh ko siya guys, no. Okay, tapos kokopyahin ko na yung link. So wala nang habol, 1:30. Ilalagay ko na siya dito guys, sa YouTube link. Okay, so tama ba yung YouTube link natin? FAWTOA. Oo, tama. Tapos i-kuha na natin yung captcha. 1 plus 9 is 10 syempre. Okay, get YouTube comments. Okay, naging 42 na, kanina 37. May mga humabol. Nice. Okay, so dito guys, no, 42 na. 1:31 guys, no. Ipipindot ko na yung start para makita natin kung sino mananalo. To clarify lang pala, Lord, sabi na Idol GH, 500 Gcash na lang daw to. Imbis na gaming mouse, para kayo na yung pipili ng gaming mouse nyo, no. Kayo na yung pipili. Kasi magkakaiba tayo ng mga kamay, Idol. Yung iba mahilig sa malaking mouse, yung iba mahilig sa maliit na mouse. At least meron na kayong pambili ng mouse, no, gaming mouse, 500 pesos. So Gcash to guys na 500 pesos ha. Just to clarify guys, 500 pesos na Gcash. Kayo na lang bumili ng mouse nyo, no. Mas okay na yun, Lods, kesa dun sa bibili si Gwapo nga sa iyo ng mouse tapos hindi pala akma dun sa playstyle nyo, hindi akma dun sa kamay nyo. Kayo na lang bibili guys, no. Okay, so 1:31 na. 1:31 na, habol lang tayo ng basa lang tayo ng chat saglit. Yun, humabol. Google ko yung si Lexilor. Hindi ko kilala yun eh. Cosplayer. Good morning mga pogi, kagigising lang. Idol Bone 3Z. Nice. Bubunutin natin yung mananalo, no. Tapos na yung Townhall kanina. Bubunutin natin yung mananalo dun sa pag-giveaway ni GH. Okay, so bunutin na natin ngayon. 1:31 na guys, no. Okay, so to clarify ulit, guys, 500 Gcash to guys. 500 Gcash. Kayo nang bala bumili ng gaming mouse nyo, no. So etong giveaway na to is pag-giveaway na Idol Gwapo nga si yun, no. Tayo lang yung binigyan ng permission para bunutin yung player kasi nasa trabaho si Idol GH. Nasa trabaho. Okay, so 1:32 na. Bunutin na natin. Hindi ko na i-refresh yun guys, hindi na. Okay, so eto na. 42 lang yung official na nakasali. Pipindot ko na yung start guys, no. Pipindot ko na yung start. So si Idol GH kasi sa Twitter Picker 5 beses siya na pumipindot, no. Tapos yun na yung mananalo. Dito naman yung lalabas dito, yung unang lalabas, ito na yung talaga yung winner guys. Ito na talaga yung winner, no. Okay, so mag-countdown tayo. Siguro 100 countdown. Countdown tayo ng 100. Okay, 10 seconds guys. Countdown tayo ng 10 seconds. Tapos pindot na natin yung start. Okay, so in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, good luck sa mananalo, 2, 1, 0, start. Sino kaya? JP Kulot na naman! Ang swerte na Idol JP Kulot, no? Pero ang dami niyang comment guys, oh. Ang dami, check natin. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam mga idol, si Idol JP Kulot, laging nananalo yan sa pag-giveaway. So wait natin yung comment niya. Baka gusto niyang i-wave. Gusto mo bang i-wave to, Idol JP Kulot? Ikaw na naman eh. Lahat na lang ng pag-giveaway. Okay, so check natin yung comment ni Idol JP Kulot. Tapos wait natin yung comment niya. Baka gusto niyang ipamigay sa iba. Basahin natin yung comment ni Idol JP Kulot. Walan John, nanalo ka na naman Idol JP. Pero marami siyang tips guys. So siguro deserve niya naman. Sabi dito, inom muna ako ng tubig. Kita nyo ba? Kita nyo ba? Ay, hindi nyo kita, no? Wait lang. Igilid natin yung mukha natin. Igilid natin. Okay, igilid natin yung mukha natin. Okay. Okay, so yan. Sabi ni Idol JP dito. Sabi ni Idol JP. Hindi online si Idol JP, no? Hindi online. Pero parang deserve niya naman. Basahin natin. Kasi ako naman magdi-decide kung deserve niya manalo, no? Okay, so sabi dito, casual players, they use a team they already have. Gumamit daw ng team na meron ka na. English, English. So, pang international audience, pwede. Number 1 tip yon. Gamitin lang yung team na meron ka. Tama. Number 2, 3 wins. 3 wins rank. Anong ibig sabihin nito? 3 wins rank. 1 win. 3 wins lang daw sa rank. Tapos 1 win sa blitz. Complete daily crafting missions. Okay. So, dapat 3 wins sa rank para hindi mag-star decay siguro to. For example, kasi pag casual player ka, siguro nasa dragon ka lang, no? Or tiger. So, 3 wins, okay na yon. Okay na yon, 3 wins. Or 3 games, pwede rin. Tapos, 1 win sa blitz para makompleto yung daily missions. Complete daily crafting mission, tama. Get foraging box daily. Tama. Collect moon shards and complete crafting weekly mission. Complete during last 48 hours even if you have 3 win matches in rank. Grabe, English talaga. Nakaka-nosebleed. Pero tama yung sabi ni Idol JP Kulot, no? Collect moon shards and complete crafting weekly missions. Napaka-importante na ito. Lalo na kapag nag-upgrade ka ng mga starter axies. This is very important. Free Axie missions are played during the first 3 days maximum of the season and should be able to complete it. Medyo detailed, no? Medyo maangas yung entry na Idol JP Kulot. Medyo maangas. Collect everything you can collect. Napaka-general pero tama nga naman. Kung ano lang yung mako-collect mo. Kasi nga casual player. Kung ano lang yung pwede mong i-collect, yun lang yung gawin mo. Doesn't care with his or her rank. Kasi casual player nga, 'di ba? Hindi ang care mo lang dito is ma-upgrade yung mga starter axes mo. Note, don't use SLP. Meron pang extra tip. Don't buy axes. Atiya's blessing is not necessary. Sana all warning. Okay, so sa tingin ko naman, maganda yung entry na Idol JP Kulot, no? Pang casual talaga, pang casual na player lang siya, guys. Tapos ang dami niyang tip, guys, ang dami niyang tips, 10 or 11, don't buy SLP, don't buy Axis, 9, 10, 11, 12 na tips, guys, 12. So feeling ko naman deserve niya. So anong masasabi nyo, guys, dito sa comment na Idol JP Kulot? Anong masasabi nyo? Alam niyo yung technique? Congrats, master, sabi dito. Okay, good morning mga pogi, kagigising lang. Okay, so Idol GH yung nanalo dito is Idol JP Kulot. Ipipin ko lang dito, ipipin ko lang sa live natin. So congrats to Idol JP. Congrats. Ay, may nanalo na Idol GH. Yun na sa Idol Paing Ocampo, Idol GH. Congrats to Idol. Congrats to JP Kulot. Ipipin ko lang. Nanalo si Idol JP Kulot. Idol GH. Idol JP Kulot TV. For winning GHS giveaway. Okay, so ipipin ko na dito. Tapos clarify ko na Idol GH na 500 Gcash yung mapapanalunan nila, tapos sila na yung bibili ng mouse. Para yung gusto nilang mouse yung bibili nila, no? So ipipin ko dito, guys. Nakatulog ako sa table ko. Okay. So eto, legit naman yung pagbunot namin, Idol GH. Kasi nagtawag dito. Tapos maganda yung entry na Idol JP. 12 na tips yung bigay niya. So deserve niya naman sa tingin ko. Deserve niya naman yung win niya, yung panalo niya, no. 12 na tips yung binigay niya eh. Tapos meron pang mga extra tips dito within the 12 na tips na binigay niya. So 9 dito plus 3, 12. Tapos meron pa dito sa loob, no. So maraming sumali, Idol GH. Merong 42 comments, 42 na entries. Maraming humabol. So eto, guys, kung gusto niyo makita yung tawag dito, pag raffle natin, pinik naman natin online, no. So dito makikita nyo. I-replay na lang na Idol GH, no. Pero sa tingin ko deserve na Idol JP Kulot TV. Okay, so yun. Congrats. Tapos thank you din kay Idol GH kasi binigyan tayo ng permission. It's an honor. Wow. Na ako yung bumunot ng winner dito sa pag-giveaway na Idol GH, no? Pero yung Gcash, guys, hindi sa akin manggagaling, ha? Hindi sa akin manggagaling yan, kay Idol GH. Walang laman yung Gcash natin. Walang laman yung Gcash natin. Next time na lang tayo magpag-giveaway. Okay, so thank you, guys. Sobrang saya ng stream natin ngayon. Kita-kits ulit next time. Kasi hindi pa ako kumakain, guys, no? So sobrang saya ng tawag dito, Townhall. Ang daming pasabog, ang daming buff. Halos lahat ng pasabog nila, buff lahat, no? Halos lahat ng cards, buff lahat, guys. So medyo masaya ang community ngayon, medyo masaya. Okay, so hanggang sa susunod, guys. Siguro sa susunod, kapag may time, guys, tingin na lang kami ng oras nila Idol GH at Sensei siguro. Tapos siguro magko-collab ulit kami, tapos pag-usapan ulit yung mga cards. Pero tignan muna natin, hindi pa final, no? Kasi medyo hectic din kasi yung schedule ngayon. Okay, reply na lang ako sa comment niya mamaya. Sige Idol GH, thank you. Okay, so yun guys, no? Thank you ko Idol GH. Thank you sa lahat ng nakitambay, guys, no? Umabot tayo kanina ng 60 million. First time ko yun, 60 million viewers. Thank you guys. And hanggang sa muli. Sa mga kakain din dyan katulad ko, sana masarap ulam nyo, no? And thank you guys hanggang sa susunod na stream. Thank you, end stream ko na mga idol. God bless. Thank you ulit, thank you.